Laudable talent.
Someone stole my radio,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you start doing.
My most recent marriage was a disaster. It made the wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald look like a fender bender.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Hello.
And you remember Lord's famous line about gun control. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Taking the Wiener Man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Taking the Wiener Man. Late at night when the bars are closing, alcohol takes its toll and the drinkers need their favorite vendor. A tasty treat of sausage splendor. Little man behind the car. Police can't catch him because he's way too smart. The smell of mustard and a big umbrella. Hot dog man's got the perfect cover. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. He waits out patient out in the street. All the hunters want to sample the beats. He can't help but relish the fact the footlong keeps you coming back. Once you're feeling safe and cool, that's when the Wiener Man makes his move. You can't scream when your mouth is full. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. Crowd. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. Attacking the Wiener Man. He's coming for you. He's gonna get you. The Wiener Man. Attacking the Wiener Man. Attacking the Wiener Man. The Wiener baby. Attacking the Wiener
Oh, man, I love that song. Wow. How about you?
Here come the mummies.
Hello, hello, hello. And guess what?
What?
The other night, because I've reached the age of federal law, I have to watch Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak came out and said, hello, Mr. and Mrs. North America and all the ships at sea.
I'll be darned.
He said it. And you know what Vanna said? As quick as anything. Hi. It was amazing. Just amazing. Unbelievable.
Does she talk at all on that show?
Yeah, well, get a lot of gums. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Pat looks like Pat Sajak just looks like
A lot of forehead.
I am so bored.
Yeah.
Could we do anything but the show?
It's like a five-head. There's Christy Lee.
Hi, Chick McGee.
He's at the news desk. There's Josh Arnold.
Hey.
He's at the sidekick desk. There's Ace Cosby. I I don't know. There's Willie Griswold, and I'm Chick McGee at the sports desk. And here's Tom. And Tom, the first thing we have to do is put on our Bob and Tom salute to ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy.
Woo! St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues?
Comeback.
A big comeback last night. They
Really?
weren't they down in this series 3-0? Is that right?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
And now they've made it go 3-2, Game 6 in St. Louis tomorrow night because, listen to this scenario, Tom. They erased a pair of late third period deficits before Tyler Bozek scored 3:38 into overtime to give St. Louis a 5-4 win at Colorado.
All right.
Bozek capped a frantic rally. Teammate Robert Thomas,
My name is Bob Tom.
he tied the game. Tied the game with 54 seconds left in regulation.
So it was close.
Nathan McKinnon.
Very, yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Well, I was going to say.
This is very exciting.
I was going to say, we played that song for a reason, you see. The Attack of the Wiener Man, you see.
What was the reason for that?
Oh, because Josh attacked himself last night because the Blues won?
No. I just want to announce that the great band Here Come the Mummies, they're out on tour. They're going to be stopping by here in person.
Oh, cool.
But also, we had a special request to see Here Come the Mummies, to hear them rather, from Alex. He's going to be checking them out this weekend. That's right. The Mummies are going to be in Chillicothe, Illinois, and Boonville, Missouri, coming up.
So you're interrupting a National Hockey League playoff
No,
recap
we started with...
Alex.
No, we started with the song Here Come the Mummies and Attack of the Wiener Man, so I could say hello to Alex.
Why didn't you say something first before
I
we
couldn't
started
because
talking?
I jumped in. It was my fault.
all of a sudden we're doing hockey scores.
He hates hockey. I don't know why.
hate hockey. I just thought all that interesting.
Wait, so the Blues won, and they're playing in St. Louis tomorrow night.
That's right. Could even it up.
That's not. I'm not done yet.
Oh, God.
We have more Wiener news coming up. Now you can do your boring hockey story.
Well, I was just going to say, it's such a shame that Josh can't come with us to the broadcast tomorrow because he's going to have to be in St.
Yeah,
Louis
you're
watching
gonna
this
have to go
game.
to St. Louis.
On a Friday, nonetheless? You going to go hang out with your brothers on a weekend?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's when the next game is, Friday?
Yes.
Tomorrow night. And where do they play? Like the TD Waterhouse? What is it?
That is the TD Waterhouse.
Yeah, something like that.
How TD for them.
I got a nice
Is it the pink TD Waterhouse?
That's exactly right.
big set of TDs there.
I'm surprised the Nats don't play there. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Wes.
good. That's good. So congratulations to Josh and his St. Louis Blues. And, of course, he had at himself last night because that's
Well,
how
I mean, what else do you do?
he celebrates. When your sports team wins, you violently masturbate.
Man, it was good hockey. Look up the coast-to-coast third goal from McKinnon, and you'll go. Even if you're not a hockey fan, you'll go, that is something special.
I have a long time I've heard that hockey, NHL, has the best playoffs in sports, and I didn't believe it until this season. It's amazing.
Well, good.
Every game seems like goes to overtime.
And they do a smaller playoff picture than the NBA, right?
Itty bitty. Yeah.
I don't know enough about the NBA's playoffs to be able to.
It usually lasts most of the season.
Yeah, they're long. That's for sure.
Well, it lasts.
There are more NBA games per team than there are days of the year. It's
Really?
Oh,
How's that possible?
a lot of double headers.
Double, yeah.
it makes every game count. Sorry. Anyway, here come the Mummies. We open up with that.
Yeah.
Anything going on in sports?
Yeah.
Anything going on in sports?
What did I just say?
Oh, sorry.
Well, actually, the Chick London Private Eye book and BBC miniseries are so crazy popular. Did you hear my big announcement yesterday on my Instagram, the Chick McGee? My very first Chick London book, I thought I told you this, London Falling.
Right.
It's been made into a BBC miniseries, and you can watch it on BritBox if you like. And, of course, my sidekick is Idris Elba.
Oh, naturally. Yeah.
Once again, Chick London, the new persona. Do you have a phrase yet for him?
No. His phrase is he doesn't need a phrase.
Wow. How mysterious.
How about that?
Because
Yes.
Ace has my face is my pass.
Yes, he does.
And here come the Mummies of the phrase Attack of the Wiener Man.
Yeah.
And they're going to be where, Tom?
They're going to be at Alex's house.
Yeah, all right. And Alex
Boy,
is
Alex lucky.
Alex is the listener of the day because he picked the first song we played.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything in sports, Chick?
No, nothing in sports. And we're up to speed on what Alex is doing. So that's
Maybe we should check in with Alex today.
Plenty
See
exciting.
what's going on.
Well, we have, once again, we have Wiener news coming up.
All right.
We've got minor league baseball name news. You know, we saluted the Carolina Disco Turkeys.
That's right.
The, what is it, the Birmingham Biscuits or something like that?
Don't forget about the Udder Tuggers. They're pretty
Udder
cool.
Tuggers.
The Colorado
Wisconsin.
Vibes, we like them.
And what's the other one?
Mud Hens are out there?
The New Orleans Baby Kings. Remember the Baby
yeah.
Kings?
Oh, no.
Yeah, Baby
Trash
Kings.
Pandas?
Trash Pandas is another.
A lot of good ones out there.
The Biloxi Shuckers, a minor league baseball team.
Glad
of the
they're not in Fontana.
Southern League.
Now.
And the double
Fontana
A.
Shuckers, but that'd be really rough.
Or Fargo.
Yeah,
Fargo.
I even tried to say the Fargo. You have to pause.
What would
the
you call
Fargo,
them
clear your throat, Shuckers.
Huh?
What would you call if they're in Fargo? What would their name be? I can't figure it out.
Fargo Shuckers.
What would it be, though?
Well, their slogan is "Go shuck yourself."
Okay, that's what it is.
They are the double A affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. So
It could
there
be
you
a
go.
polo team. They could play the Shucker Chuckers.
Those are all good ideas. We have
She's right.
Yeah.
Wiener news in double senses today.
Cool.
We have Jimi Hendrix's Wiener news.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It's up for auction?
Kind of. You're going to be
Might be able to
quite
see it.
surprised when you hear what it is. Right now, you don't go to the drugstore and say, "Hey, can we auction off these pharmaceuticals?" No. They have lots of prices, and lots of them are very high, but you can get those prices lowered if you do your homework, and Goodrx has actually done your homework for you. You'll find that with Goodrx, the free app, you can see some of your prices drop as much as 80%. We get love letters about it. I'm just looking at my stack here. Here's a love letter right here. It says, this is from Mark M. He said, "Good morning. Love your show. Listen every day. I have one prescription costs $95 a month. With GoodRx, it dropped to $20 a month." That's just one example. Christy, tell me more.
Well, if you have insurance, GoodRx may actually beat your co-price. If you don't have insurance, well, it works as well. And it's free and easy to use. From goodrx.com/Tom, you can find prescription savings at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. We're talking the big ones: CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Vons, Walmart, and more. And for simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, it's just a click away. What do you got to do? You got nothing to lose. Check out goodrx.com/Tom. That's goodrx.com/Tom.
GoodRx is not insurance,
Yeah, go ahead.
but can be used in place of insurance, Medicare and Medicaid. In 2021, GoodRx users saved an average of 81% on retail prescription prices.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Gordon.
very much,
When we
Gordon.
come back, we'll have
More sports,
Sports?
including a...
What about hockey? Did there anything happen in hockey?
We'll have a couple notes on hockey. And running back, world-famous running back, I'd say, has changed his name legally. And, the reports you heard are true. Colin Kaepernick worked out with the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday.
Ace, your team.
Maybe he'll be playing in the NFL. We will see what, as my father would say, we will see what we will see.
I like it.
We'll find out more. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. It is Thursday, May 26th. Coming up tomorrow, it's the Bob and Tom Show Carb Day broadcast. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still have Thursday to get through. Our West Coast Mountain correspondent Al Jackson will be joining us. He'll have a quiz for Tom, and comedian Greg Warren with the Warren Report on the way, a special Thursday edition of the Warren Report, mind you. That's Greg Warren, GregWarrenComedy.com for more on him. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7 on a Thursday, May 26th, 2022. Good morning.
Hey, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom Entertainment News Desk. Alanis Morissette will be inducted into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. She'll be honored at a ceremony in Toronto on September 24th. Bryan Adams and his songwriting partner Jim Vallance were announced as inductees in March. Other inductees will be announced in the coming months. If recording a song without overdubs was good enough for Elvis Presley, it's good enough for Maneskin. They recorded a version of Presley's song If I Can Dream for the new Elvis movie. Singer Damiano David said they recorded it live in the studio in one take to keep the same energy Presley had. The Elvis film had its world premiere yesterday at the Cannes Film Festival in France, will open here in the United States on June 24th. And firefighters in New Mexico have rescued an abandoned newborn elk calf found amid the ashes from the blaze. A Montana-based firefighter says he happened upon the little baby elk on the ground of a fire-blackened forest as he was trying to snuff out lingering hot spots. The 32-year-old singed bull calf was taken to a nearby ranch for care, is doing well, and has been appropriately nicknamed Cinder. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, Shooter, it's Kenny Tarmac. Hey, we just landed. I'm an ORD, just got in from TPA through ATL. And hey, guess what else just landed? The Bob and Tom app. I know. Now, thanks to the Bob and Tom app, even if I have to go all the way from Foxtrot 20 down to Alpha 4, I can still listen live, see their videos, find an affiliate station, use the alarm, and even send a message. This is Kenny Tarmac signing off and reminding you, everything I touch turns to sold.
Hey, folks. Boom. It's me. And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. That's 24 days and 7 days a week and 24 like the show with the guy who whispers all the time and saves the world. And Bob and Tom 24/7. Hey, it won't blow up the world.
How many times have you been auditioning for like a civic theater production or a Broadway musical or a church show or a school show or something like that? And you had a great audition, you sang a song, maybe you told a joke or two, and then the director comes up to you and says,
great audition, kid, and your resume looks good, but do you know any pig Latin?
You'll never be caught in this position again if you enroll now in Haji's Academy of Theatrical Arts and Pig Latin. At the Haji Academy of Theatrical Arts and Pig Latin, you'll learn to act your way through some of the world's greatest theatrical masterpieces, and you'll do them entirely in Pig Latin. Things like Death of a Salesman. Old reruns of Hogan's Heroes.
Ink clay. Oh, yay, idiot, yay.
Oh, yay, ice ray. General J. Orculter Bay. And, of course, the classics of Shakespeare.
Ute eBay. Oye, atne, ute eBay. At they, is ye, aye, eschenque. Other way,
There's still some financial scholarships available for women aged 18 to 25. Let me teach you to act in Pig Latin. For more information, write to Haji or phone 1-800-UKSHME. Do it now.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee manning the news desk.
Hi.
Such as it were.
I could be a man, I could be a woman. It doesn't matter.
Womaning the news desk.
There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick desk. You are he, him, right?
I am, yeah. Those are my pronouns.
All right. There's Ace Cosby.
Hello, London.
Yes, we'll talk about that. Thanks, Ace, as always. Right there, top of mind. Willie Griswold is over there at the...
I hate to tell you this. He might be your arch nemesis.
Hello, London.
Once again, Chick London. Are you a spy? What is the
I'm
role?
a private investigator.
Oh. Sure.
Yeah, I smoke Luckies. I have a hat.
You're a private dick, all right.
That's right. I
agree. I wouldn't know how to take that.
I have a secretary. Her name's Wilma. Wilma takes care of all my needs.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Wilma Blunderpuss. Isn't that interesting?
That's her
it's like Blunderbus, but it's...
we figured it out.
That is her maiden name.
Okay.
And look for my new series on BritBox, London Falling. It's a miniseries.
Coming up, we have, as I mentioned earlier, Wiener news. You'll be, I think, quite excited. In two different fashions, by the way. And this is a very... I'll give you a little hint right now. Oh, yeah. Hendrix's Wiener in the news.
Can we play something? Really play something good by Jimmy?
What song was that?
All Along the Watchtower, I think.
Oh,
I just
play the beginning of... But how about the beginning of Voodoo Child where... And then it kicks in. That's a workout song.
Josh, true story.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a Saturday. It was a Saturday, and I was in my car.
That's what I get for
listening to this radio station.
Yes.
And one of the part-timers introduced the song. Oh, you just meant what was the song you just mentioned?
Voodoo Child.
Yeah, he introduced it as Voodoo Chili.
Yeah, boy.
Which,
I'd eat voodoo chili.
yeah, well then we created the recipe. It was a regular chili with a 12-inch sausage. Little bit
Like
of
I
voodoo
said,
chili.
I'd eat voodoo chili.
That's why you're so popular.
Party crispy.
Blackened chili.
Once again, we have a blackened sausage, of course. Would be appropriate. We do have a Jimi Hendrix Wiener news coming up. You don't like? How about this? Here you go.
Come on.
Oh, it's very cool. Yeah.
Nobody'd ever done this before.
That's pretty cool.
Now, is this Buddy Miles on the drums? Or is this...
I don't hear any drums.
Mitch Mitchell?
No.
Shut up.
Yeah, this is the experience, right?
Whoa, chick. It's kicking in, man.
I know. It's my fingers are leaving my hands, man.
Yeah,
Here it comes. Here it comes.
There you go.
Who needs drugs when you got this to use?
Good point.
Boy, I would have been lame at Woodstock.
You are kind of moving your head back.
All right, fellas, who needs more water?
I would have been asleep and muddy.
I wouldn't have been there.
He came out at what, like a 7 a.m. or something crazy after a night of rain. We do have, like I said, some fascinating Jimi Hendrix news coming up, and Wiener news.
Would you say it's the most fascinating Jimi Hendrix news? I would think it is.
It's interesting.
Do you know what it is?
It's interesting.
Well,
It's about a legendary Jimi Hendrix story that is now back in the news for a good reason. That's all I can. And it's international Jimi Hendrix news, by the way.
Okay.
So prepare to choke on someone else's vomit when you hear it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back to sports.
Is that right?
Well, that's the famous Spinal Tap version of a little tribute to the Hendrix death.
That was brutal.
Right.
Oh, no, that's what happened.
Do we have any updates later about...
God, I love stilts.
Any stilts?
Stilts?
News?
No.
No stilts.
Do you want to see if we can get the guy on that has the world record for water skiing in stilts?
No, we talked to him already.
I thought we already talked to him.
Yeah, and talked to him lately. Maybe something happened. During COVID, maybe he added a couple of feet to his stilts.
May I tell the story I told you guys off the air about the little kid at his 5th grade graduation?
Sure.
My friend's son graduated from 5th grade yesterday, and he went, and they had slides up of all the little kids, and they had a quote, and this little boy's quote was, "Give 100%.
That's nice.
Except when you give blood."
Oh, I like it.
It's pretty good.
For a 5th grader, that's awesome.
That is good.
Yeah, smart kid.
So do they have graduation ceremonies for every grade now? Is that what it says?
Idiot.
Yeah, I learned this yesterday.
Is that the angry old guy?
I forgot that.
No, if your school goes, if you have some middle schools go grades 6, 7, 8, and then the high schools 9 through 12.
Yeah, but we didn't make a big deal out of it.
Sure, we
so
did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8.
You have a 5th grade reg. It depends on the school system.
9, 10, 11, 12. No,
It's great for these kids. I'll tell you one other thing, Christy.
It's great for these kids.
Yesterday afternoon at my house, we had 4 little girls came over, like ages 6, 8, 9. The amount of damage that 4 girls can do to my house.
Believe me, I'm well aware.
I literally spent 2 hours cleaning it up. It was unbelievable.
You know, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, wait till they're teenagers.
They decided to do some baking with just random stuff. The highlight was taking, you know how much vanilla extract costs?
Depends on what kind you buy, but yeah.
Well,
Madagascar vanilla is very expensive.
You know what's free?
They poured an entire thing into it. I had to scrub the pans.
So what did it taste like?
None of it was edible. They were just throwing crap into it.
You know what's free is saying no.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't cost you a thing.
They had a good time.
Willie, do you remember your dad saying no to you at any point?
When I was a kid, there was just so many issues going on with my other siblings that I was kind of just freestyling in my bedroom alone, you know?
Oh, there you go.
Willie kept his head down. That was the key.
He's a good lad.
Okay, well, happy graduation to all those kids, whatever.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Whatever grade you're in.
So they graduate
5th,
from
8th,
kindergarten.
12.
They graduate from kindergarten.
Yeah, you do, right?
I'm sorry, or preschool.
You do
Preschool.
graduate from preschool.
Preschool and then kindergarten.
Yeah.
Then they finish 1st grade. Anything for 1st grade?
No, it's typically it just depends on the school. It was fun. It just good for them.
Did you not have a graduation in 5th grade?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I never had a birthday party until I was, 29.
No.
Well, that's not true.
There's a picture of you with a cake
My
somewhere.
grandmother baked me a cake when I was like 9 or something.
Just the one time?
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah,
Do you want a hug?
No, especially not from you, who sounds just like my mom. Get away from me.
Chicky, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, he was doing that crap while you were gone.
What?
Doing the mom voice for me.
Oh.
Chicky. You weren't here. We were discussing his mother.
Okay, it's Chucky.
Chucky.
Oh, sorry.
Chucky, Mama needs some smoke.
You should thank me for changing. You should thank me for changing your name.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Okay, I never get any credit for that. I helped you in a way.
Beg your pardon.
If you were Chucky, it wouldn't be.
We wouldn't call him
Okay,
Chucky.
could we move on? Do we have anything
Chucky
in sport?
McGee?
I think you should be going Charles.
What about Chick London?
That's right.
Heathering.
Charles
And
London.
speaking of changing names, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes?
Ricky Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I would say all-world running back, University of Texas.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner. He played for the Dolphins, was he drafted by the Saints? Mike Ditka traded away all of his draft picks.
There's a fascinating 30 for 30 called Run, Ricky, Run.
For
a big personality, wasn't he?
Oh, huge. Dreads.
Wasn't there a big marijuana thing?
He got in
Ricky
trouble
Williams
for pot.
walked to the beat of his own drum, of course. The former Heisman winner, NFL rushing champ, retired in his prime. And he returned to play several more seasons, then retired for good after the 2011 season. Rick was a marijuana advocate for years before states started to legalize it for recreational purposes. He's also been a longtime supporter of mental health awareness. Now Williams, 45, has continued to challenge the status quo in retirement. He recently revealed that he officially changed his name
to
Eric Mirren.
Eric Mirren.
I don't understand.
That's pretty random.
He took the last name of his wife. He's been married for 5 years, Linnea, and he says he's always liked the name Eric. And it's 2 R's, E-R-R-I-C-K.
Yeah, I'm changing my name. My wife is in no way forcing me to do this at all. Oh, God, someone shoot me.
Under the thumb or anything. Williams publicly acknowledged his name change. An interviewer noticed his new Zoom name, Eric. And Ricky said, well, it's something I've been thinking about, talking about. I finally went through the steps. It was pretty easy. But he said it's very meaningful to him, he said.
That's sweet.
Yeah, good for him.
He legally changed his name about 1.5 years ago.
So if you ask him for an autograph now, you see him out. How do you think he signs it?
Well, he says that Eric is his birth name, but he went by Ricky for quite a while.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So that's not really a change at all.
E-R-R-I-C-K.
Does he still have his gym?
His gym? He had a gym?
Ricky Williams. I don't remember a gym.
He famously had a gym.
Famously. I don't.
In San Francisco. that was famous because remember they had a it was controversial. They had a deck where you could go smoke pot.
Oh, really?
And then come back. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Ricky Williams to run marijuana-friendly gym. Yeah.
Huh.
I totally spaced this.
Yeah.
If I knew it.
He's opening the world's first weed gym. This was in 2016. I can't tell whether that's still running or not.
Because I remember the what are those things? The treadmills all had a saunter setting.
Yeah, no kidding.
I like that.
just kind of mellow out and so well.
Do you remember the photo shoot with him and Mike Ditka? Wasn't Ricky in a bridal gown? Remember that? It was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, if he wants to change his name, go for it.
Sure.
He's an incredible running back.
He's an amazing running back.
Got crucified in the media, but really lovely guy. Watch that documentary. I'm telling you, he's got a good soul, man.
What's it called?
It's called Run, Ricky, Run.
Run, Ricky. He was a sweet guy, too. By all accounts, very sweet.
Well, yeah, maybe that's why he's changed his name because he loves his wife so much. Good for him.
And
like Johnny Manziel.
Can't really be a huge pot guy and a mental health awareness guy at the same time. They don't really go together.
Why
do you mean by that?
It works for him.
Studies have shown that marijuana only compounds any kind of mental illness.
Willie?
Uh-oh.
I don't know about that, man.
I've read 3 books on it.
I think that you can be a marijuana person and still be a mental health advocate.
All right. Next time you snap at a McDonald's worker, we'll see if that is...
Snapping at a McDonald's worker?
What else is happening in
sound like
sports?
me, John.
I witnessed it 3 days ago.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Oh, boy.
Are we going to talk about this?
Oh, boy.
I didn't snap, I don't think.
I'm fine. And then walked away and threw away your item?
They gave me an iced coffee that was just a glass of milk. It was white. And I was like, hey, can I get this with a little less cream, please and thank you? And then she goes, yeah, sure. And they just gave me another one. And they go, hey, is this any better? And
this isn't, Josh, I'm sorry. I hate to disagree. This isn't marijuana. This is genetics.
There was just so much cream in it. There was just a lot of cream. And so I said, can you make a new one? And then the next one had a lot of cream. And I go, it's fine. I don't need the coffee.
Okay, if that's how you feel like you heard yourself in your head, I can't talk to you.
Oh, no, in my head, I was just like, you know what? I definitely got like a little flustered. I was going to say, like, can you make it again? But I was just like, it's totally not.
By the way, he threw in the trash. I paid for that coffee. That's what I'm upset about.
I offered to pay for it, and I offered to pay for gas station snacks.
Now this
now it's personal.
Okay, I can't tell if the pot...
Tightwad, Mr. Coupon guy is upset.
If the pot-friendly gym is still open.
That's what I said. You can't... I Googled it, and it doesn't come
I can't imagine it would be. I feel like a sticky gym can't really last.
Sticky icky. That's what I call it.
They should call it that.
They were planning to open them in like 5 major cities: L.A., Seattle, Denver, Portland. Yes,
it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I just if the people are all stoned there, I can. Do you think they'll be so high they forget where to put the weights back?
Oh, they don't have to be high to do that.
Wouldn't
all the weights listed in ounces?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the smell
funny?
That way they could relate to it.
Right.
Hey man, how many lids did you push today?
I would think all the smell would be objectionable. I can't imagine smelling that really good marijuana while you're working out.
Apparently, I can't find the original story, but apparently wasn't it like there was an outdoor deck or something? You had to go out there
and I think that if you smoke that much pot that you're willing to join a gym where you're smoking pot, you're not going to mind the smell of pot on other people, right?
And this one says, this one says it was they have their own line of edibles for pre-workout focus and post-workout recovery.
All right, that post-workout getting high, which is fine. Let's just quit pretending that weed is good for you.
Okay, well, could we give him like a marijuana suppository?
I don't know.
No.
I find
I have anxiety disorder. It would be the worst thing for me. I don't care. Anybody can argue with me about this.
No. You're exactly right. The worst thing for you.
Right.
But
others with anxiety disorder who refuse to listen to that.
Correct. I think you have to judge each case by each case, don't you? You're not a doctor.
Okay.
You read 3 books.
Oh, boy.
Could we move on?
I'm just saying.
Can we get back to that exciting hockey story?
Josh, I have a book about mental health, but I use it as a rolling tray, so I've never actually opened it up.
St. Louis Blues.
Do the St. Louis Blue dance. Shake your shoulders.
Have you heard the news about us?
St. Louis Blues. They erased.
They're on their way
to number 1. They erased a pair of late third period, Christy, deficits before Tyler Bozak scored 3:38 into overtime. The Blues win 5-4 at Colorado in the Stanley Cup second round series. Bozak capped a big rally in which teammate Robert Thomas, Bobby Tom, tied the game with 54 seconds left in regulation. Nathan McKinnon's third goal of the night, which Josh said, yeah, we got to watch this.
Yeah, you do.
Coast to coast. The Avalanche had late in the third, but the Blues sent the series back to St. Louis for Game 6. On Friday, the Avs still have a 3-2 lead in that series, so we'll see what happens.
And I'm sorry,
tomorrow night.
I didn't. What was Larry Williams changing his name to again?
Ricky Williams.
I'm sorry,
changing his name to Eric Mirren.
Okay, because I'm looking at the forms here. I'm going to change my name to Larry Zonka.
Oh,
see if
it's available.
I'd like to change my name again to Lance Manyard. What do you think?
Lance, what is that?
And I'm spelling the last name Manyard.
Huh.
Manyard.
Who's that?
I don't know. It's just a fun name.
Manyard.
You know,
that is good.
If Ricky Williams' last name is Mirren now if he's at some sort of celebrity event and he's checking in, he's likely going to run into Helen Mirren, have the same name tag as Helen Mirren.
Yeah, he might start getting her mail.
They could hang out
So
together.
that's his wife's name. That's very odd. Very odd indeed.
It's different.
Is that sports?
No, Tom. We've got more sports coming up, as a matter of fact.
Okay, you want to give me the teaser?
Why do we all hate each other today? What happened?
I don't think anybody hates each other. But we do need to hurry. I have, it says 350 emails to read.
Josh, trust me, the stoners that are mad at you are way too lazy to write an email.
The stoners who are mad. We've got a couple world records, including surfing, man, and seniors. Seniors, good for them. Late in life, they're setting world records. Tom.
Really?
Isn't that? It's a positive story. It's a get up and go story. And Colin Kaepernick worked out with the Raiders yesterday, so Ace is very excited that he might be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Who's their current quarterback?
Derek Carr.
Is he a good quarterback?
All pro.
Okay.
Leading them to Super Bowl
Well,
this year.
I guess they need a backup.
Did you see that a couple days ago I read this, I forgot, they're considering getting rid of the Pro Bowl?
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they've gotten rid of it, but yeah.
They're apparently the ratings are terrible and
They don't go to Hawaii anymore, right?
No,
I guess the ratings are still good enough that the TV wants it, but
by terrible, they're still approaching several million. But
exactly,
the owners aren't interested in having their players injured.
That makes sense.
What is essentially an elaborate touch football game,
right?
But they don't know exactly what they're going to do. But
a lot of standing around during the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. What happens there? Now, Josh.
Yes?
One thing that'll get you in a good mood.
I'm not in a bad mood.
A delightful set of steaks.
That's exactly right.
A box of steaks, and Josh will say parenthetically, and I will agree. Don't forget the lasagna. Back to the steaks, Josh. Tell me more.
Well, yes, make sure you order that lasagna, but please check out the spring grilling pack while you're at it. OmahaSteaks.com is the place to go. Enter BTS into the search bar, and you're going to order that spring grilling pack today. I know it. Why? Because you're a smart person and you make smart decisions. You'll save over 50%. Plus, you'll get 4 Omaha Steaks burgers and 4 boneless chicken breasts free with your order. This package has it all, from the butcher-cut filet mignons, boneless pork chops, to the delicious caramel apple tartlets. Omaha Steaks delivers perfection in every single bite, every single time. Visit omahasteaks.com, type keyword BTS into the search bar, order today. There's a reason why Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food for over a century. I'm going to give you 3 reasons. Flavor. They're kings of that. Tenderness. Oh, there is no more tender meat out there. And value. That's right. All from Omaha Steaks. That's omahasteaks.com. Use keyword BTS. Order the spring grilling pack. Don't forget, you'll get 4 Omaha Steak burgers and 4 chicken breasts free. That's right. omahasteaks.com. Keyword BTS. Go today.
Thank you very much. We're going to come back. We've got more in the world of sports, including a really cool world record in the world of surfing. Super badass world record, really. Also, interesting thing about Mr. Jimi Hendrix coming up. And it involves, let's just say it's a famous Hendrix story. And we're going to find out a little more about it. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Little voodoo chili.
Little voodoo chili.
I think we have to have Jessica Hooker perfect the voodoo chili.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And by the way, coming up later today, a food story that I'm going to, before we even get to the story, say we are not going to have Jessica Hooker cook this.
Okay.
I'm just telling you right now, when the story comes up, don't go, hey, Jess, can you make that for us next week? And you know what I'm talking about, Christy?
Well, why not?
Well, you'll know.
Well,
okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh.
That's your hint. Be right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Reach us toll free at 1-888-BOB-TOM-1 or at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello. Bonjour. The perfect gift has arrived for the single man. The new cologne from the makers of Clintorius and Bonaire. France's most noted fashion designer, yours truly, Mr. Béchon of Paris, has developed an exciting and stimulating new scent for men.
Honey, come on. You've been in the bathroom for half an hour. What are you doing in there?
Just enjoying my masturbation.
Mr. Béchon. Just slap a little on. Repeatedly.
Oh, God. Thanks, I needed that.
Is that Mr. Bashan?
Yeah, I think that's the sign.
Mr. Béchon.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Bob and Tom, all the time, in your ear.
Yeah, it is in your ear. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. The Bob and Tom Carb Day broadcast on the way. The tradition continues with another Bob and Tom exclusive live from Speedway, Indiana. Special guests include Drew Powell, Al Unser Jr., two-time Indy 500 winner, Duke Tomato and the Power Trio, plus the brass to mouth horns. The Bob and Tom Carb Day broadcast right here on Bob and Tom 24/7 coming up tomorrow morning. Can you believe it? And then race day morning, the race day broadcast also will be heard right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Now, that's the pre-race show. We're on this Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And again, you can catch all the action right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 20 to 2021. New York led the way, losing more than 305,000 residents, or about 3.5% of its 2020 population. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, followed by Chicago and Los Angeles, smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. Cities include Austin, Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Columbus, Ohio, all gained new residents. Boeing's astronaut's taxi has returned to Earth from the International Space Station, completing a repeat test flight with a mannequin on board. The Starliner capsule parachuted into the New Mexico desert just 4 hours after leaving the orbiting lab Wednesday. Aside from a few snags, Starliner appears to have clinched its high-stakes shakedown cruise 2.5 years after the botched first attempt. That means test pilots will fly next, perhaps by year's end. NASA wants 2 competing U.S. companies ferrying astronauts to and from the space station. SpaceX already the established leader. That's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Frigamall Broadcasting presents another Bob and Tom Olympic moment in history.
Beautiful Katharina Witt of East Germany became a household name in women's figure skating after her gold medal performance at the 1984 Winter Games in Sarajevo. 4 years later, at the Calgary Games, she successfully defended her title. Then, 10 years after that, in 1998, she posed naked in Playboy magazine, a move which critics said severely tarnished her image and marketability. Men throughout the world were outraged. If Katerina were going to pose nude, why had she not done it in 1988 when we were all fascinated by what she must look like without clothing?
Yeah.
To wait 10 years after her physical prime, when we had all clearly moved on to Nancy Kerrigan, was a slap in the face to male fans everywhere and goes against the very spirit of the Olympic Games.
Yes.
Hello, Michelle Kwan, are you listening?
It has been another Bob and Tom Olympic moment in history.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Break.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Confused? Yeah, we are too. There's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
He's manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
He's moisturizing.
Oh, yeah, gotta be moisturized.
Gotta moisturize.
Little SPF in there, too.
I'm Chick McGee at the sports desk, and here's Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hey, hi. I'm sorry, just getting a little organized over here. Got a lot going on. Special edition of this show tomorrow. We're going to feature Duke Tomato and the Power Trio. We'll be at a special secret remote location.
It's at the American Legion.
Okay.
What are you talking
We're going
about?
to be in Speedway, Indiana tomorrow.
Yes, home of the spark plugs.
Getting ready for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. And we'll have some very special guests, including one of our favorites, actor Drew Powell. And we may ask Drew to do a little singing for us along with Duke.
I believe Miles Teller is dropping the flag.
Yeah, that's correct.
How cool.
The green flag.
He's so cool.
I thought it was going to be Miles Turner, who plays for the Pacers. And I go, that makes sense.
Not everybody is about the Pacers and Colts, Willie.
Why Miles Teller? He's a great actor. I love him.
Maverick, Top Gun.
Oh, God, of course.
Yes.
I totally got it.
Yeah.
And he's he's the son of the original
Andrew McCarthy. Is that the guy's name?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards on
Andrew
the original.
Goose.
Yeah, I saw a little preview of Top Gun.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. That's absolutely.
Yeah, that is
a trailer.
just
It looks
trailer.
great. Did he was in he played the drummer, right?
Oh yeah, Whiplash.
Whiplash. Okay.
I still haven't seen that. Should I watch it?
I haven't seen it either.
Wait, you haven't seen that?
Tom and I vehemently disagree about this movie. It was the movie of that year for me. I literally stood up at the end.
No kidding.
I couldn't believe how
Wait,
great it was.
Chick, you do a joke about it where you go, are you dragging or are you lagging? Remember?
Oh, I know. I've seen. I feel like I've seen it, but yeah.
He won an Academy Award for that, didn't he?
J.K. Simmons.
Insurance guy did.
Yeah, he's also the green M&M.
Do you know that's now officially the oldest thing you've ever done? is that when old people see somebody from one thing, that's how they're.
No, I
that's
love
how they
J.K.
refer
Simmons.
to him.
He's in one of my favorite movies, The Lady Killers.
I love The Lady Killers, too. He's also in Burn After Reading, one of your favorites.
Yes, I know. He's in Burn After Reading. I love J.K. No, a couple things here.
He's in Oz, too, isn't he? Is he in Oz?
Oh, boy, is he.
We're talking about, I'm sorry, this former NFL great.
Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams has changed his name.
Don't say that. He was a great, Tom. He
former NFL player. He's a former great, isn't it?
Yeah, he's absolutely.
Here's what you said. Former NFL great.
Is he a current Hall of Famer or
no? He might not make the Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
But no, the
probably not first.
Larger
ballot.
point is here. He in an unusual move. He changed his name,
made first ballot,
which is kind of an odd story. But I was remembering, and I dug up the story. I remember that he had opened with another guy a set of gyms that were marijuana friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as it says here, the so-called power plant with their own line of edibles, quote, made for pre-workout focus and post-workout recovery. And a little correction for Josh, the weights there are measured in kilos.
Oh, that would okay. I forgot we're dealing with heavy hitters.
Yes.
Willie, will you work out on...
It's not the greatest.
On the pot?
I'm not a big fan of... There's a lot of people, you got to work out while you're high. You got to do stuff. I don't like to do stuff while I'm high.
Yeah, he drinks the bong water.
I'm not trying to run errands. I'm not. There's like guys that are like, I drive better when I'm high.
We all have a lot of friends that do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I don't know how they do it.
I know, because I just want to sit there, too.
When I do it, buddy, I am in for the night. Movie on, snacks at the ready. I don't want to go do stuff. No way.
Well, in any event, I can't tell. I'm sorry, I can't. I cannot tell if his gym, the so-called marijuana gym, is still open. If any of them are still there. So
I had no memory of that. So congratulations. I
just as soon as you mentioned Ricky Williams, all I remember was there were a bunch of stories about pot. So
yeah, in 2016. So that's a good memory. 6 years ago.
Just when it comes to sports, I only remember the stuff that's ridiculous and weird. not like the real things, like the St. Louis Blues huge victory last night.
Colin Kaepernick has not played in the NFL since New Year's Day 2017. New Year's Day. He's taken a step towards returning to football, working out for the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday, according to reports. The workout took place at the team facility with head coach Josh McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler expected to be watching. He's 34 years old, hasn't worked out for any team or visited with any football team since finishing the 2016 season. He's now known as a social justice advocate, generated national controversy, of course, due to those on-the-field protests. Kaepernick was 28-30 as a starter during his time with the 49ers. 72 touchdowns, 30 picks, 69 career games. Led the 49ers to Super Bowl XLV 20. One of them in 2012.
I wish they'd cut that
That's
out.
what I do.
And he went 12-4 in 2013, but San Francisco struggled in his final 3 seasons.
Why can't they just put the numerical equivalent there? Why do you have to?
It adds a certain gravitas.
No, it doesn't. It makes you have to think. and
Remember
that's
at the end of a movie, you're going, MC, I meant I can never get those.
Well, the rolls by too fast. You don't have time to look.
Bunch of C's and M's. And
throw the M's in there for God's sake. What the hell's that?
When me and Kostaki were in LA for the Super Bowl, they had this big event center and all the Super Bowl flags were up there. And we were trying to figure it out based on the Roman numerals, and we couldn't. So we were just like, all right, let's look for references. Okay, Raiders were in that one. And we had to kind of work backwards.
Do we know how he looked?
No reports on how he looked.
It's a long workout, like 5 hours.
Really?
Took him a while though, but he's been putting stuff up on social forever about how he's
But for
in
years
shape.
he said he won't be a backup, and now he's saying he's okay back now.
Well, that's because nobody wanted him.
Change your mind?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Father Time's undefeated.
We were talking about J.K. Simmons, the actor.
Yes, very fine actor.
And he got his Oscar. I'd forgotten for the movie called
Whiplash.
And now he's the spokesperson for a insurance company.
Yeah.
Anybody see the irony there?
Maybe that's why he got the job.
Yeah.
I think Colin Kaepernick and J.K. Simmons both prove that paychecks usually win.
Yes.
You want to get in there, get that money.
Kind of does tie in, doesn't it? Coming up, we have a little bit of Jimi Hendrix news.
I'm not a sellout is not in my vocabulary, by the way. Anyone looking for me to be whatever you got.
Yes, right.
That's exactly right.
You're there. Coming up, we have little bit of Jimi Hendrix news.
Oh, that was a good little snippet.
Yeah, and what actually in this case the news should go.
Okay, yeah.
That's your hint. Up. That's your hint.
All right.
Well, we're not allowed to guess.
No.
All right.
You can write it down.
No.
It's
I absolutely know what it is.
Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Chili news coming up.
Would you eat chili for breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Man, I would. This sounds good right now.
Nice.
What do they call this? A slinger? When you have chili over eggs and
potato hash.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I've never had that, and I want to try it. I mean, you get like hash browns and chili.
We used to
and
go to
eggs.
the Eat Right Diner and get some slingers.
Our name.
What was the name of the cardiologist? I was Eat Right occasionally.
It was spelled R-I-T-E, so I think they had some kind of out.
Right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Celtics won the NBA game last night. We'll tell you the deets.
Oh, I like
when
that.
we come back.
And
Talking to the
warning
kids,
about
are
the swimming pool season just opening in a lot of places.
Yeah, this weekend, big weekend.
And a little bit of swimming pool.
We'll check local listing.
Updates. Well,
good.
What crawled up his ass?
It came out of mine and up his.
Okay. We'll be right back. I'll get the organ.
You're the worst thing ever for me. You know that?
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Add to or continue the conversation. Check out the Bob and Tom Show on Facebook. Get the link at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
The Law Minute with ex-attorney Jack Thomas.
You know, I got a lot of mail here at the ex-law office. Well, this comes from young Davy Radonovich. He asks, what is the difference between slander and libel? Well, what kind of idiotic, stupid question is that? What kind of little pea-brain moron would write me? I think if I were you, little Davy, I'd worry more about inbreeding than I would about the law. Davy, that was slander. If I would have written it down, it would have been libel.
This has been the Law Minute with ex-attorney Jack Thomas.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the law is your friend. It's the lawyers you have to watch out for. And remember this, the preceding has been a joke, not legal advice. Learn to know the difference.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
They put the F in professional.
Yeah, we did. We did put the F in professional. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. The Bob and Tom Show now being streamed at this address. If you'd like to watch the show, it's free. bobandtom.com/live. It's that simple. You can just go there, bobandtom.com/live, and you're watching the live video feed. Yes, we've got 7 or 8 cameras in studio. Jeff Hoskey switching back and forth. There's Ace Cosby telling a joke of the day, and there's Chick McGee reacting to it. That's how it works, and you can watch for free, bobandtom.com/live. For those of you that would like to continue to listen to the Bob and Tom Show, keep it here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Al Jackson and Greg Warren with a special Thursday edition of the Warren Report on the way. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom News Desk. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has been proclaimed the next president of the Philippines by a joint session of Congress following a landslide electoral triumph 36 years after his dictator father was ousted in a pro-democracy uprising. The Senate and House of Representatives also declared that his separately elected vice presidential running mate, Sarah Duarte, won by a wide margin. She is the daughter of outgoing President Rodrigo Duarte, whose turbulent term ends on June 30th. Looks like Elon Musk is tweaking his Twitter numbers. He's reconfigured the financing plan for his proposed $44 billion purchase of Twitter, and that move is reviving hopes that the unpredictable billionaire still intends to go through with the deal. At first, it seemed the transaction was a done thing, but lately, Musk has waffled on a number of issues, such as the number of fake accounts on Twitter. And 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 2020 to 2021. New York led the way with about 3.5% of its population out. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, it was followed by Chicago and Los Angeles. Smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. They include Austin and Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is not in the Sun Belt, but in the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
The next time you're traveling, don't forget about the historical and beautiful state of Illinois. Catch a Cubs game at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Hit a riverboat casino in Peoria. And make sure you visit the charming community of Effingham, Illinois, where Interstate 70 meets the Little Wabash River.
And whenever you're in Effingham, visit the Effinghouse family restaurant.
Founded in 1854 by the corpulent railroad magnate, Colonel Harry S. Effing, the Effinghouse Family Restaurant is one of America's oldest and finest dining establishments.
Start your day with the delicious effing country breakfast featuring an effing omelet with toast, grits, and a big effing beverage of your choice.
Or try our BED, the Big Effing Deal. Once again this week, it's effing ham and eggs.
For lunch, try the huge effing burger, hand fried in a rich butter sauce mixed with big effing egg yolks. We call it the effing heart attack.
It's an effing experience you'll never forget. And what about dinner?
Juicy effing steaks with fresh effing veggies and a creme brulee that's effing out of this effing world. Or go effing nuts with a hot fudge sundae.
How would you rate the Effinghouse Family Restaurant?
It was the best effing experience of my life.
Rate this place? Well, I wouldn't give it a B. I wouldn't even give it a C because it's effing A.
In Effingham, Illinois, it's the Effinghouse Family Restaurant. You'll have an effing good time.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Lowell Sanders is here with us.
I'm on the road.
Are you
now, Lowell, are you a
I'm
single man?
Yeah, I left a wife in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I see how it works.
Police should have found her by now. I'm kidding. They won't find her.
Ain't no way. You're that good, aren't you?
Hi, man. This is Donnie Biker. You're listening.
Join us.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee spread across the news desk.
President accounted for. President
accounted for. Vice President, I'm not sure where.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
You know, smart assy over there on the
what do you want?
sidekick chair. You get what you pay
A
for.
day off, that'd be good.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Monday, Christy.
I know, right?
And that beautiful, you've got that bouffant rocking today.
I'm using a new dry shampoo if you'd like to talk about it.
Is that right?
Did you get it from the big boy?
I like it.
Where did you get yours? The Dr. Evil collection?
That's a hostel. I think the big boy has great hair.
I just thought of Austin Powers because the big boy scene, Dr. Evil's right there.
Be honest.
You see how mad he gets so quickly?
Yeah.
That's weed.
That's the weed. Yeah. I think
It's the dope.
I honestly think the hardest I've laughed in a movie theater in the last 20 years was the big boy scene. And
Really?
that, to me, that just struck me as being so incredibly original.
Really? I remember
love those.
sitting next to you
so
during that,
stupid.
and I didn't know what Big Boy was, and I didn't get it, and you were just losing your mind.
The big boy statue. We made the mistake one morning, and let me say I'm not doing this right now. we were wondering out loud if we could get a big boy statue. And 2 hours later?
I bet we can't.
We had one in the parking lot.
What?
Yeah, we had to get rid. It was very complicated.
But what are the odds it would happen again?
No, we don't. No, we can't do that.
Of course not.
Now
we're not saying that.
We have a couple letters before we get back to the sporting scene.
Huh?
Yeah, coming up, we have another hot dog story update.
All right.
We have a lot of hot dogs in the news. It is the grilling season, as Josh just pointed out, and we are big fans of hot dogs in general.
And we're still looking forward to the hot dog-shaped hamburgers, right?
Yes. Jess had to order a special contraption to make them, remember?
This comes to us from Christopher. He said, I live in Syracuse, New York.
Oh.
And I call myself CJ. Sorry, Chris.
Hi, CJ.
He goes, I enjoyed your show discussing hot dog water this morning. We played the classic piece, Hot Dog Water. When I was a kid, on Saturday nights, we'd have hot dogs as a treat. Pilgrim Franks. They were a very bright red color.
Oh, yeah, those red hot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We would boil them, and the water would turn red. We never drank it, but it was kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
He said, I've been a loyal listener for over 20 years to the Bob and Tom Show. You guys are great. Then I'm going to read this next part with great care.
Okay.
Are you watching my eyes? Okay.
Yes.
Tom, stop picking on Chip. He does the best he can.
He does the best he can.
Then he says, Josh.
Yes.
The voice of reason during the show, sexy time.
Oh, yeah, I tend to be. Yeah.
What?
That's the only time I show any reason.
Oh, Josh always says the same. Why don't you communicate? Why don't you communicate? Why don't you tell her what you want? Shut up.
How wrong can one guy be?
Go get some dinosaur barbecue there in Syracuse.
Ooh, yum.
That sounds really good. Okay, I'm sorry. We were discussing sports.
The C's, that's what they call them, the people who know. The C's.
Who are the C's?
Celtics.
Oh.
They're up.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they call them the C's.
I'm not in the know.
You ever know anybody you call her the C?
They call her the C.
Here she comes.
She won't stop yelling at me.
Give me a C.
That's where the sound's coming from.
Oh,
right there
boy.
in her mouth.
Could we?
Boston Celtics are up 3-2 in the
Just
NBA's
making noise.
Eastern Conference Finals following a 93-80 win over the Heat in Miami last night. Celtics took control, outscored the Heat 32-16 in the third. They opened up the fourth quarter, a 14-2 run. Jaylen Brown had 25 points. Jason Tatum, they call him the Tater. He just missed a triple-double, 22, 12, and 9 assists. And as we touched on, the St. Louis Blues erased a pair of late third-period deficits before Tyler Bozak scored 3:38 in overtime. Blues a 5-4 overtime victory at Colorado. That series at 3-2, Game 6 tomorrow night.
I have a silly question because I don't know anything about hockey.
St. Louis.
In overtime, the first person to score wins, or do they play a specific time?
They
set up a time. And then
it's sudden death, yeah.
I got you. That's what I was looking for. So.
But yeah, they don't have shootouts during the playoffs.
Right.
They just play another extra.
Doesn't the phrase sudden death kind of...
I like it. That's the way the NFL is.
It's a bit dramatic
just
for
the
a
term.
It's a dramatic for
really
a game.
weird if it, slow, gruesome death.
Oh.
Sudden death.
Yeah, they're going into the slow, gruesome death. Sorry.
According to reports, Pepsi is shifting its NFL spending to a new Gatorade flavor slated to become a mainstay on the game's sidelines. Therefore, they're pulling out of the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, Addis interruptus.
A frustrated halftime show cannot be reached for comment.
Oh.
Pepsi pulled
Yeah.
they've been sponsoring since 2013 and noted that it had sponsored 26 musical acts representing 168 Grammys throughout that time. Well, that's pretty good.
What's the new drink? Does it say?
It does not say what the new drink is. It's going to have a big, as they say in this business, a rollout. But I heard it's going to be rainbow colored.
What?
That'll be fascinating.
How are they going to do that?
Yeah, you just pour it out of the bottle and it just layers up.
No, it's just like...
Are you making that up?
Yep. It's just
a mixture
like...
of different oils.
It's just like that striped toothpaste you get. That's how it comes out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Do they still make that stuff?
I
don't
think
know.
Freshen, right?
Freshen Up?
No, that's the gum.
Wasn't there a toothpaste called Stripe?
AIM. It might have been AIM.
AIM, I think it is AIM.
Yeah.
I get the one with it's like a whitening stripe, and it's like all white, but there's like a little bright blue thing down the middle. You ever seen that one?
I just use dry baking soda.
That's not bad. People do it.
Of course you do, because that's the...
I've never done that. I've always been so fascinated by people who just do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't that or take all the enamel off?
Arm & Hammer makes a great.
I want to just say, I've been saying this for a long time. Contemporary dentistry is really great.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear someone going, 200 years ago, I would have been a princess. No, you would have probably been a serf with no teeth and dead at 24.
Yeah.
Reminds me, I got to cancel my dental.
Yeah, no, you would
easily die from an abscess.
We have some very, very fine decay preventive dentifrice, I believe they call them. I highly recommend you use they're very inexpensive. A number of great toothpastes out there.
Sure.
Crest, Colgate, Tom's, whatever you're into. Just,
Well, that's what they're doing with Gatorade. It's going to come out with a stripe in it.
Okay, good.
Chick, they got into the Pedialyte game. There's like a Gatorade, but it's like the super hydrating.
Sure.
And when you're hungover, man, that can save the day.
That's when I always have Pedialyte when I'm hungover. Boy, oh boy.
They've leaned into that a little bit too. Have you noticed?
I have noticed.
They have.
Yeah. Or when you're not feeling right.
Right.
Let's see. Did you guys remember that I changed the lyrics to Sugar Sugar by the Archies?
I do remember that, yes.
No, they say here, you are my candy whore.
Right. Yes, I absolutely. It was, and I'm not lying, it was about 4 years ago, Chick. And
No kidding?
I still laugh when I think about it.
You remember that?
Yes, because we were playing it, and Chick just leaned back in his chair and goes, "You are my candy whore." I mean, as loud as he could.
Well, I mean,
and Tom was upset. And everything about
the name Candy does tend to.
Hey.
It was wonderful.
I'm just going to say, Supreme Court Justice Candy Skidmark today announced.
Boy, that's a tough name.
Yeah.
Candy Skidmark.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm more likely to be a stripper. That's all. And yet, of course, and I mentioned this. I knew a young lady named Candy who's incredibly successful and brilliant.
Yes, and so do I. So
I'm just saying. I'm just as a parent, I think there's.
Is that a nickname though?
No, it's a real name.
There's certain names you, as a parent, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
I always do the Supreme Court Justice test. Would this be a good name for Supreme Court Justice? That's the test.
Well, who says what is a good name for a Supreme Court justice?
Unfortunately.
Who set that bar?
Oh, never mind.
William Jackass Griswold? Is that your name?
Let's just say they need a lot of sunscreen, Christy.
Yeah, I guess the rule of thumb would be look up stripper names. And then when you see them, don't give that to your kid. That's all. No.
Unless you wanted to, walk home with $2,000 a week.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Here we go.
Some of it tax-free.
You are my candy
I love it.
Oh, my God.
Son of a gun.
And once again, in case you're just joining us, we did find out yesterday that Ron Dante, the great record producer, is the voice of Archie in the Archies. And he's touring this summer with a great show. Christy, you and I have both seen it.
Yes.
Happy Together tour. It's awesome if you get a chance to see it.
I feel like that's one of those shows that ends up on like the top selling tours, like the top 10 every year.
I went
They do a lot of
begrudgingly and loved every second of it.
and you got the association among
yeah, you get to hear Cherish.
Cherish, and of course Enter the Young, my favorite. Give me the teaser, Chick.
We've got world records, including surfing, and a group of seniors got together and they made their lives better.
Okay, good. Speaking of making your lives better, we could all use a little extra cash, and if you have to go to the pharmacy much, wow, that's getting tough. The pharmaceutical prices way up there. You can save a ton of money with a free app called Goodrx. Christy, tell me more.
Well, with Goodrx, you instantly compare prescription prices at pharmacies right there in your neighborhood that could save you up to 80%. You heard me, 80%. And it's free, easy to use, works whether you do or do not have insurance. And even if you have insurance, sometimes GoodRx could actually beat your copay price. You never know until you check goodrx.com/Tom online. Prescription savings at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide, like Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, and more. So simple, smart savings. Your prescriptions, just a click away. Go to goodrx.com/Tom. That's goodrx.com/Tom.
GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used in place of insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid. In 2021, GoodRx users saved an average of 81% on retail prescription prices. Right out there.
Gordon, do you have anything to do in life other than be a disclaimer voice guy?
My goodness, how insulting that is. I also do proclaimers every now and again.
Oh, do
As
you?
opposed to a disclaimer.
That's right, yes.
Give me an example.
Proclaim something.
This is a stapler, I'll say. While holding up a stapler.
I thought it was like a 500 miles thing.
Well, I'm sorry I asked.
Son of a gun.
When we come back, we have a little bit of some great Jimi Hendrix news and a thing about Tinder.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to do better if you, guys, if you appear in your Tinder profile shirtless?
I can answer that.
Well, we're going to find out. Save it. All right. Save it for the air. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, we love to hear from our listeners. Don't forget, you can always email us. It's a great way to get in contact with us. bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Spell it out. BOBANDTOM, Bob and Tom @bobandtom.com. Once you email us, well, we'll take your email. We'll give it a quick look. We'll see if it meets our quality standards of humor and hilarity. Then we'll pass it along to Tom or Chick or Josh or Christy or Ace, or you get the idea, Willie perhaps, Pat Godwin. Your email goes where it needs to go, and next thing you know, they're talking about you and your email on the Bob and Tom Show. Perhaps they're playing your request. Perhaps your junior windbag got through to Tom and he's reading it on the air. That's how it works. Bob and Tom @bobandtom.com. We'd love to hear from our listeners. And you are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Boston Celtics up 3-2 in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals. 93-80 win over the Heat in Miami. Boston took control, outscored the Heat 32-16 in the third quarter, then opened the final period on a 14-2 run to go ahead by 23. Jaylen Brown had a game-high 25. Just one game in the NHL last night, and it was really something. The St. Louis Blues erased a pair of late third-period deficits before Tyler Bozak scored with 3:38 into overtime to give the Blues a 5-4 win at Colorado in that Stanley Cup second-round series. Bozak capped a frantic rally in which teammate Robert Thomas tied the game with 54 seconds left in regulation. Nathan McKinnon's third goal of the night put the Avalanche ahead late in third, but the Blues sent the series back to St. Louis for Game 6 tomorrow night. Major League Baseball 1 interleague game. Tampa Bay beat Miami by a score of 5-4. American League winners, Detroit, Oakland, the Yankees, the White Sox, Houston, and Texas. And in the National League, your winners, the Pirates, San Francisco, Washington, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, and Atlanta all win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
All right, this magician, he gets his job on a cruise ship. So he's working this cruise ship, and he does his act every night. In the front row is the captain of the ship with a parrot on her shoulder. So every night he does his act. Well, by the third night, the parrot starts figuring out his magician's act. So he starts heckling the magician, and it's in his sleeve. It's under his hat. His assistant has it. So that night, they hit an iceberg, and the ship goes down. The magician wakes up floating on a piece of driftwood, and the parrot is sitting on the end of the driftwood, and they stare at each other for 2 days and don't say a word. They just look at each other all mad. Finally, the bird goes, "I give. Where's the boat?"
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Before we go, thought I'd tell you the true story of Susie Suzuki and Sam Samurai.
Now, this is the true story.
Yeah.
Okay.
As told by yours truly,
Tom Whiskey, Frontier Doctor.
Yeah, good morning. Well, I never will forget it. Susie Suzuki had to get married at a very young age.
Yeah.
She was impregnated by her husband, Hyaston. She never really liked Hyaston, but they had 12 children. Hyaston up and died, and Susie remarried. I'll tell you, it was really something because she married her true love, Sam Samurai.
Oh, touching.
Yep. With Sam, she had 12 more children. Wow. Well, finally, after many years, Susie died. I wonder why. I'll never forget it. I was standing right next to her at the funeral home. Well, next to her body. Mm-hmm. Two little old ladies were staring down at Susie with tears in their eyes. And the first little old lady said, well, they're finally together. The second little old lady said, who? Susie and her first husband? Or Susie and Sam Samurai? No, neither. Her legs.
Essential morning radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Are you a single guy? I used to be married, but I'm divorced now. Yeah, my marriage wasn't working out. I was driving down the road one day, and my wife ripped the rear view mirror out of the windshield and beat me in the head with it.
What?
You'd have thought nobody had ever made love to her sister. But I'm fine. She was just as bad. Yeah. She used to brag, I can count the number of men I've been to bed with on one hand, and then she'd do it, too. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. You all right?
Something going on in here.
Yeah,
Flemmy. I'm Flemmy.
I think it's the...
You're Flemish?
I think it's
Flemish, yes. That's exactly right.
Where is that? Belgium? Flemish? Hot. Flemish.
Hot.
Hot?
Sexy time.
You like the Flemish girls?
Oh, yeah.
He's got a Flemish fetish.
I'll be daggone.
Oh, yeah.
There's Josh
the old
Arnold.
Flemish beaver.
Hi, Josh. How are you, buddy?
Nary a blemish on that Flemish bee.
Who do you know that's Flemish?
I don't even know what country. I think it's Belgium.
Flemish Belgium?
I think it is.
Funny, she doesn't look Flemish.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline, hot phone. Also sitting on that Omaha Steak joke of the day.
He sure is.
Belgium is
like a
where
mother hen,
Blemishes live.
Like a pocket ace over there.
Where the Blemishes
There's Willie Griswold. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
Well, he's got a couple letters before we get back to sports.
Yeah, okay.
This involves the show Sexy Time.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I like to call it Sexy Time. Great show with Allie Breen.
Would you like to see the numbers of people who dislike that? It's
I say keep it up.
It's 100 to 1.
Is it really?
Oh, it's times to 1. It's
They're just bandwagon jumpers. They have no opinions of their own. This letter begins. You can kind of get a gauge on how this is going to go because it begins. Hello there.
Oh, okay.
So they're already kissing your butt.
Always a good sign.
Right.
Wolfman, your thoughts?
Hello there.
Oh, well, hello, Wolfman.
Hello
It's a pleasure to see you.
Poor bastard has Stockholm.
Hello there.
Hello there to you. Long-time listener, long-time fan. A couple of weeks ago, you guys were talking about sound frequency and hearing. And most of us have issues wearing headphones and stuff, and there's certain tones we can't hear. A few years ago, I was on a snowmobile, and it resulted in a loss of hearing on one side.
Ooh.
The moral of the story, I do my darndest to tune in for Sexy Time.
Yeah.
With Allie Breen, because her voice is just the right frequency that I can actually hear it in both ears.
Wow, how fascinating.
What?
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
That is weird.
That is weird because when Allie talks, all I hear is...
Allie Breen, the sweetest, kindest...
That's right.
Least offensive
motor mouth. That's what I call
voice
her.
we have on the show.
Oh, Christy, are you hearing this?
I'm hearing it.
Well,
it's okay.
You're sometimes offensive.
Heck yeah.
See?
You offend me.
I mean, we got hallway bully over here.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
that's right. True.
Bossing us around in the halls.
Always stepping on the back of my shoes.
The science in this letter is that there are certain frequencies that some of us can't hear.
Isn't that interesting?
And this guy,
science.
for whatever reason.
I bet there are certain frequencies out there that we don't know it that affect our brains in such a way that we just don't like. For whatever reason, they're off-putting and we have no idea.
Oh, I bet.
I don't like that person, but really it has something to do with the sound of their voice.
Yeah.
Well,
I think voices.
This is all fine.
Tom has always said that's why you can't use a dating app because you got to hear and smell a person.
Oh, yeah, you got to be around them.
Yeah.
The smell part kind of creeps me out. What's going on with that?
Well, there is a certain amount of...
Honestly, you want to hear a real quick true story?
Yeah, sure.
Back in the day, when I was my baby radio days, we call them.
Sure.
Down in DeLand, Florida.
Whoa.
Hey.
That's a weird sounding city, Christy.
Now, why do they call it DeLand, Tom?
Well, of course, because it's not too far from Daytona Beach, so it's near the ocean.
Really twists it up.
Wow.
Okay, it's near the sea.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's what we expect.
My first day in the air was a Saturday. And
part-time.
One of the other guys, Steve, said to me, you're going to get relieved at 6 o'clock. Stinky's going to come in here and do her show.
Stinky, her show?
Stinky. Yeah,
Okay.
Stinky. And I said, why? That's really mean. Why do you call her Stinky? And he goes, she doesn't bathe.
Wow.
And when I met Stinky, she came in and she was very attractive, strawberry blonde, and she smelled terrible.
Was she a hippie chick?
I don't know. I think she may have had some peculiar psychological issue.
Water
She
thing?
really, really stunk.
Was this a classic rock station?
No.
Back then they just called it rock.
No. This
Actually,
it was new rock.
Once again, I told you the song that we played the most was the original.
Oh, Hotel Motel.
Original hip hop song, Hotel Motel. Back
That's right. I forgot you were a pop guy.
when it was called rap. Yeah.
Did you talk up intros and you did the whole thing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be audio.
Can you
recordings of
imagine?
that. Because I have audio recordings of mine.
I'd have to
never
dig it up.
getting them.
In any event,
Oh, I'd love to hear 'em.
Stinky. I mean, it was
The chief.
She really stunk, and I'm not trying to be mean. I think she had some kind of issue with bathing.
Oh man.
Did you have a window in your studio where you could air it out?
Well, I didn't have to. She just came in, and I was able to leave.
Oh, you weren't like a duo on the air?
No. And
The chief, the chief and the
she
queef.
only worked weekends.
The chief and the queef, Tom.
I was the chief. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll start the Chief and Queef show.
Yeah, the chief and the queef countdown.
You're listening to Hot Air with the Queen.
What's going on over there, Chief? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Queefy.
Don't you think there's something too that if you're, in a relationship with someone and they smell bad, you don't notice it? I don't think.
No, this
Oh,
wasn't
I
a
think you
relationship.
do.
I don't think so.
Really?
If you,
So what would?
if it's true love, I don't think.
Huh.
so.
What would you have to do? Would you stand away from her while you talk to her?
It was awful.
Ah, man.
Remember the guy who
Poor girl.
was a weekend guy for us? Worked in this back in the back, and he would collect his cigarette ashes.
Oh, yes.
And,
He doesn't do that anymore.
no, he's
Oh, did he go away?
deader than 4 o'clock.
He's
But
broadcasting in heaven now.
He
That's
would.
If he's broadcasting, he probably has like the late weekend shift when no one's listening.
Even in heaven, he can't get a full-time job. Drive his RV over here.
grab that, please?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Who is
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hi,
Donnie, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I didn't really need to hear about the Chief and Queef after the day I'm having.
What's wrong?
Well, I got to keep my anger status up and running, I guess, because I'm dealing with another property line dispute with my neighbor to the north. Because he claims where I built part of my fence is on his land.
Okay.
He's so territorial, man. He's like a hermit crab that ways. So now we're about to go to war like Johnny Depp's and Amber Turd. She ought to do traffic for Chief and the Queef. Anyways, he comes out the other day, says maybe we should get our locks surveyed. I said, okay, who's going to pay for that, Squanto? This ain't medieval times, and I know where the deed is because I got the paper. Then he complains about everything. Your tree's hanging over our fence line. Your grill smoke is polluting our yard. Your drone is looking in our bedroom window again. Well, that's the one that really gets me, because it ain't even my drone. That's a Runyon kid down the street. And if I want to see what your wife looked like naked, I just go check out the rhino exhibit at the zoo, Mitchell. I swear to God.
Way to get up.
And I said it right to his face. He accused me of being a peeping Tom and claims to be the king of cornerlingus. Said next time I go peeping, I should take notes from the master. Whatever, man. Cornerlingus ain't hard. Free tip from Donnie Baker. It's just like giving CPR. You breathe in, blow out, then pump it.
Pump it.
Thank you. Well, that was certainly enlightening.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Haven't heard the name Squanto in a while.
No, hopefully we don't hear it again.
Yeah. As in ever
No,
again.
Squanto was a famous Indian.
Of course.
American, Native American, whatever you want to say, indigenous people person.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well put.
We learned about him, yeah.
Squanto.
I don't
Great
remember
name.
him.
And I think Squanto would be a good name for maybe the, what was it, the chief and the queef and we was doing traffic, Amber Turd, and
Yeah.
Squanto could be our news guy.
Okay.
Have fun over
What's
there.
happening, Squanto?
Man, those were the days, right?
With the separate traffic and news and
My favorite story, we had a raging alcoholic newsman. And I didn't, I was, in my 20s, I didn't understand alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
But this guy, he was in his 40s, and he was a really good news guy. Had been at one point, and had a beautiful speaking voice. Had a voice like Ace or Chick, really nice.
No, that's right.
And but he would come in. He would come in before 6 in the morning, and he'd be just ripped.
Little bourbon in the coffee mug?
Oh no, vodka. Yeah, and
nice.
He would take the local paper and just circle little stories and mark them, and then cut the paper out and paste it on a board in front of him. And but he would sound very distinguished. He could read anything and this would sound very good. And I remember one day he would always conclude his newscast with the weather. And as God is my witness, one day he went, DeLand area weather, partly sunny today, high 75, more on page 6.
Wow.
I mean, it was right out of the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Yeah.
I used to do ads like that. They'd give me the newspaper ad for Ramey Chevy City. And I'd take the ad and start the background music. And, this week at Ramey Chevy City, you go over the Caprice, $9.99 or whatever the hell it was. You just read right through it.
That had to be. I guess you had to be careful with Chevy and City.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
You don't want a car that's. Wait a minute.
I wasn't a child then like I am now. I didn't see any problem with it.
Was your very first day on the air as a broadcaster in DeLand, Florida?
October 13th, 1976. Oh,
technically yes. I was doing radio commercials in Orlando before then.
Okay, because you didn't like Chick went to broadcasting school. I had a high school radio station, so I had some experience before I got on a commercial radio station. You never had that, did you?
And my broadcasting school, taught me absolutely nothing.
We can tell.
Okay.
My teachers were awesome.
Exactly right.
Why didn't you guys just do what I did and wait for somebody to retire?
Wait, Chick,
real easy.
Now, have you guys looked into nepotism? Give it a shot, you guys. Make some phone calls.
Well, Josh, you've never sat behind a board and had to run a board.
I
and
never
play
have.
music
You know what? I'm kind of. I wish I had.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's pretty difficult. I mean, I wanted to do radio when I was a preteen.
You could have a half-hour lesson and be better than I am.
You never lived in the back of the station and had one of those Presto hamburger makers?
I love everything about that kind of...
To make dinner?
Oh, I remember Stinky, the aforementioned Stinky, the young lady she lived at one of those... no-tell motels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those like one-story Florida hotels.
Right.
The kind that fugitives tend to run to. You know what I'm talking about.
Fugitive.
Oh, that's right. That's the Fugitive special.
Did the White stop there? Yeah.
Yeah, yikes.
I used to work overnights at this really small station, and they would lock me in. I could lock myself in because it was so scary. I was so afraid. They put a lock on the inside of the door because I was so afraid being out there all by myself. I was 19.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to work country music on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
And the station was in a office building on the lower level, and the bathrooms were down a long hallway, around a corner, through another couple doors, and they were all records.
Sure.
And most of them were under 2 minutes. So if you had to go, you had to get everything set, prop open a couple of the doors. You'd be getting set up for like 3. Okay,
Even then, you were propping doors open.
Yeah.
Even then.
Oh, but and then you'd put the record and then sprint out.
And I can't think of a long country song back then.
I used to work country radio.
They don't exist. Yeah, there were a couple.
I never worked country.
Really?
There were plenty under 2 minutes.
Mostly. What's the one? We got a little convoy. Wasn't that pretty long?
3 minutes.
There were a couple that we had to.
There was another station that I worked at, Josh, and we didn't have back then. You couldn't tell the temperature. You didn't have anything, so you'd have to go look at the bank because the bank had to.
Yeah.
And I leaned out the door to look at the temperature, and the door shut behind me and locked myself out.
Whoops! There was no Coke machine.
I had to go to the fire department.
Up in Petoskey, Michigan, there was no Coke machine at our place, but there was a gas station directly across M131.
Oh my, that's a big road.
Which at any time of day could be pretty sketchy. Getting across the street.
You want a Coke or not?
So you'd have to prop the door open. And then sprint across, throw your money in.
Hilarious.
All right, okay. My general manager, first station I worked for in Welch, West Virginia, once a month when the phone bill would come, he would set us all down and he would highlight. We'd each have a highlight color, and he'd give us the phone bill, and like you were pink or yellow, and you had to pay that much out of the phone bill because you would make calls there at the station. And if he didn't recognize the phone number, you had to pay for it.
What? I like to think that he also charged you for any request you played.
No,
you had to pay for that phone call that came in.
No, he didn't do that. He would on Fridays on payday. He would not come back to the station till like 9:30, well after the banks had closed.
Oh,
so we couldn't go to cash checks.
Yeah, well, on payday it was a rush to get to the bank first.
Yeah.
To get the cash.
I didn't have that problem.
But we certainly had that. Those were the old radio days. We can move forward. We have more sports. Is that correct?
Huh? Now?
Did you ever fall asleep on the air?
I'm getting all misty.
No, we had a guy. No, we did have a guy. We did have a guy fall asleep back, and then it was again in the days of records when the record would end. You'd hear this sound. And we had a guy fall asleep, and the state police guy called me up, and I was across the bay in Harbor Springs, and he goes, I think we got a sleeper here. And he goes, yeah, I'm staring, looking through the window. I can't tell if he's alive or not.
Oh, boy.
I said, well, beat in the window, which he did, and then he woke up.
Now, why wouldn't he have done that anyway?
I think he was kind of enjoying. The state cops up there were big fans. They would often call and go, hey, Tom, yeah, this is Officer Johnson. Bob just drove by the state police station. He's going 75. Would you tell him to slow down? Because the cop shop was right there in the corner.
Did you ever run religious programming? Live religious
Oh.
programming?
Live.
Yeah.
The other thing that we
They
ran,
had people in your station?
Yeah.
we would run sports games.
I did that.
And
Oh, yeah.
you would when the commercial break would start, you would drop the announcers down to what they called the cue circuit. So
Yep.
it wasn't going over the air, but you could hear it.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, boy, those tapes. I could take those tapes to court.
Are you ready? I used to run Ohio State football on the AM and Cincinnati Reds on the FM at the same time.
Wow.
Try to not get that confused.
Yeah, well,
wow.
What if they broke at the same time?
Well, that happens sometimes. You had to play the right spot on the right station.
But ours was like a Saturday Night Live skit. The AM was kind of an upbeat delivery, and the FM was called Michigan's Beautiful North, and it was what they called beautiful music.
Sure.
What we would now call
Music.
it would at the time, kind of elevator music.
Okay.
The Holly Ridge Strings.
Oh, no reel-to-reel tapes?
Yep.
Yeah, but you had to do both at the same time. So you'd do the weather on the one.
That's right.
Michigan's beautiful north weather. Looks like we've got major tornadoes coming in. But it's kind of a mellow delivery no matter what you're doing. Then in the other one, of course, it was the wacky Johnny Fever.
What's your wacky AM DJ?
That's right.
Let me hear it.
Good morning.
It's kind of a puking thing.
Did you do that?
No, I couldn't bring myself.
There was a great SNL sketch like that.
Well, I know I'm sure the person that wrote that lived that life.
Yeah.
And almost everybody who came up in that era would do. Even today, there are people that do 20 different stations right now.
Oh, even more now than back when we did it.
And the delivery can be a lot different.
Right.
But, that super mellow. I don't think any of those beautiful music stations exist anymore. I don't think that even Muzak is much hipper than it was back in the day. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, everything's so segmented now anyway. So,
but is there a station that plays nothing but strings?
I don't think so.
Classical stations.
Right. That's the only thing I can. Yeah.
Yeah, but we do have a couple world records to get to. Am I
yes,
correct?
we do. They're coming up. Don't go nowhere.
And we'll have weather with Amber Turd and Squanto with the news. Is that correct?
I don't know. I think that might be the last time we mentioned Squanto.
Squanto's a historical.
Okay, that's it.
I'm sorry. That was
I'm not. You don't have to text him. Sorry. All right.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Also coming up in the news, we have a little bit of Jimi Hendrix. It's this one. That's right, Jimmy. Get it up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Keep us with you at all times. Get the Bob and Tom app now at your app store. State law.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show. Looking to buy a new car, but the looking part is getting old hat? Well, maybe you need to try shopping at Bob Bile Motors. Bob Bile Motors.
Hi. Just stop into Bob Bile Motors and I'll show you my take a test drive and I'll also let you see my
That's Bob Bile Motors.
And hey guys, during Bob Bile's Celebration Bonanza Days, if you buy a car from Bob Bile Motors, I'll not only show you my and my I'll let you in the and after that, you're in the
Is that even possible? It is at Bob Bile Motors. Bob Bile Motors. Why the hell shop anywhere else?
Somebody get me a towel.
Due to pending litigation, Bob Bile Motors is suspending free hot dog Fridays.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Our West Coast Mountain correspondent Al Jackson on the way on a Thursday when he's not calling in with a quiz for Tom. You can catch him. He's a co-host of the nationally syndicated daytime talk show Daily Blast Live, which comes to America from Denver, Colorado, and that's where Al comes to us from Denver, Colorado. Therefore, our West Coast / Mountain correspondent. It all makes sense now, doesn't it? Al Jackson on the way, and a special Thursday edition of Greg Warren in the 9 o'clock hour with the Warren Report, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom Entertainment News Desk. Alanis Morissette will be inducted into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. She'll be honored at a ceremony in Toronto on September 24th. Bryan Adams and his songwriting partner Jim Vallance were announced as inductees in March. Other inductees will be announced in the coming months. If recording a song without overdubs was good enough for Elvis Presley, it's good enough for Maneskin. They recorded a version of Presley's song If I Can Dream for the new Elvis movie. Singer Damiano David said they recorded it live in the studio in one take to keep the same energy Presley had. The Elvis film had its world premiere yesterday at the Cannes Film Festival in France. Will open here in the United States on June 24th. And firefighters in New Mexico have rescued an abandoned newborn elk calf found amid the ashes from the blaze. A Montana-based firefighter says he happened upon the little baby elk on the ground of a fire-blackened forest as he was trying to snuff out lingering hot spots. The 32-year-old singed bull calf was taken to a nearby ranch for care, is doing well, and has been appropriately nicknamed Cinder. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Today on the Bob and Tom Show, I'm pleased to introduce my new invention. It's called Your Pillow.
Really?
Like my pillow, except it's your pillow. Your pillow ain't just a regular pillow, Christy. It's small. That way it fits in your glove box, like next to your tapes. It's made from space-age polyfibers and recycled from circa 1950s fiberglass.
Itchy.
It's hyperallergenic and super comfy. You just don't get it near your eyes regular.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
Little ditty about Jack Bauer's plan to try and stop the nerve gas attack by the mean Russian man. Jack is hiding in the ductwork, crawling around. Then it pops up, pulls his gun, shouting, "Everybody down!" Jack is just trying to keep America free. But tell him a lie and he'll shoot your wife right in the knee. Gotta get the intel, no matter the cost. He gonna give the wet list to that German dude who was on Lost. Jack is saying, Chloe, upload them schematics to my PDA. Gonna put my jacket hood on, hold my breath and save the day. Jack is saying, oh yeah, life goes on long after they set off the nerve gas bomb. Oh yeah, I said life goes on long after Michelle, Tony, and Edgar are gone. Little ditty about Jack Bauer's plan. Gonna whisper, then shout some, then whisper it again. Curtis, where are you? Tell me about Mr. Cooper. Tell me about Mr. Cooper. Get in the chopper now. I said I wanted a cheeseburger.
Bob and Tom. You can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead.
You guys want to grab lunch?
We can't go anymore.
Holy
That's
cow.
a good day's work, everybody. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Up. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline. Hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee. And here's Tom.
Oh, no. Here's not Tom. This is time now for a palate cleanser, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
With a deep voice. Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
My old lady says she's leaving me because I'm obsessed with that band, The Monkees.
Oh, yeah?
I thought she was joking, but then I saw her face.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Then I saw her face.
That's
Now,
just
now I'm a
really-
believer.
Yes,
you see.
of course.
That's just really a sentence. I mean, it's not.
Now, should the joke go? Then I saw her face, and now I'm a believer. Would that be the way to?
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
You know what? You're asking the audience to meet you halfway, and I think that's fair. A fine joke of the day brought to you by Omaha Steaks. Spring is here. Grilling season has arrived. Visit omahasteaks.com today. Type BTS in the search bar. Order the Omaha Steaks Spring Grilling Pack right now. That's right.
Oh, yeah. Tell him Josh sent you. Oh, by the way, be sure to get the lasagna. I know it's not a steak, but it's the best. Time now to check in with... Oh, there's more sports. Sorry. What do you got over there?
Stupid world record. A German surfer. And I am German. I can do this voice. Partially. He has broken the Guinness World Record.
Have you seen a picture of this?
No, for riding the largest wave for a guy. It said largest wave male. It
Yes.
said, Sebastian Stutner earned the title when he surfed through a wave that measured 86 feet, beating the previous record by 6 feet.
Whoa.
In the photograph, it's just
some Point Break stuff.
It's
his
ridiculous.
record-breaking ride took place off the coast of Praia do Norte in Portugal, which
I was gonna
means
guess that.
just north of Portugal. Also earned him the biggest toe award. His right toe is the size of a fist.
No,
Yep, some consider it cheating because it can really grip the board.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's incredible.
It's the 2000
it's like he's coming down the side of a building.
It's the 2021 Red Bull Big Wave Awards.
Is this where they have like a guy on a jet ski that tows him out there to get him up to speed?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Crazy. It's incredible.
It is crazy.
I don't know. If you look, do you have the close-up?
I do.
You can see out of his Speedo the huge testicles. They are.
Have you ever
It
thought
must have been exhilarating.
You seem like a surfer dude to me, Tom. Seems like you could surf.
I have not. I need to learn. I've been skiing.
I would love to
skiing
surf.
Like boogie
my whole life.
board or something like
No,
that?
I'd like to do this, stand-up surfing.
Okay.
I want to.
Think you could do it?
There's a school in Costa Rica you can go to.
Of course there is.
You can take your
You have to
family. No, it's really
probably
good.
go.
A lot of
course
places
there is.
stateside.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could probably just go to California and learn.
Yeah, but there's this really cool one in Costa Rica, which is a really fun place. And I was just
Is
talking.
that a bucket list thing?
Yeah. I want to do that.
Even with your bad wing?
Yeah, I can do it. I can ski with my bad arm. I'm sure.
Yeah, but a
you
lot of surfing is you have to stand up on the board. You have to push yourself up.
That's
You got
true.
this, Tommy. Do it.
I want to put the wetsuit on that the surfers wear because I think that would be very slimming. The wetsuit.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You've worn one of those before.
I have, but I liked it.
Did you?
It pulled everything in. I liked it.
Maybe you have a latex.
I'm not
girdle.
quite so flabby. You know, just
Well, I know. I love the smell of neoprene in the morning because remember, Charlie don't surf.
in a rubber.
Aww.
That's in the
One of the
immortal
great
words.
lines. One of the great lines from Apocalypse Now. Charlie don't surf. As
Who
they're-
are we referring to when we say Charlie?
Yeah.
Hey, they were
quoting
the enemy.
I'm quoting the movie, okay? I'm not endorsing the cheat. You can play a character. I don't think Robert Duvall personally feels that way, but that was the character he was playing. And I mean, this is a great record.
It's cool.
It's no Duck Duck Goose record.
Well, that's for sure.
Like we had earlier this week.
That was stupid.
No, it was something.
No, it was stupid.
Duck Duck Goose was a large part of my
Duck, Duck,
childhood. And I will
Goose.
not have you besmirch it.
Girl's right. It was
So
stupid.
if you get a chance, if you get a chance, watch this world record. It's
Yeah, just pretty cool.
You got another one?
What do you got over there, pal?
If you let me. Oh, stupid. Like I'm holding this up.
Come on, man. Come on.
Attendees at the 2022 National Senior Games in where else but Florida
Oh, yeah.
broke a Guinness World Record when 1,308 people participated in the world's largest game of freeze dance.
The hell's that?
What is
What is freeze dance?
I'm
You just
only
stand
assuming it's got to be like freeze tag, right?
I guess.
I don't
You're
know.
Dancing until you're not.
Yeah. That's
The
sort of the
event-
plot of they only shoot horses. Or they shoot horses,
Yeah.
don't they? You dance until you're not.
The event was held at Las Olas, which means the Olas Intercoastal Promenade Park in Fort Lauderdale, witnessed by a Guinness World Record adjudicator, and was
Religion has
confirmed
nothing to do with it.
as the world's largest game of freeze dance, a game that calls on players to abruptly freeze in place when the music stops.
Oh, for God's sake.
Freeze frame.
And there we have the answer to our question. Why are we doing this dumbass story?
What a stupid world. I thought at least Duck, Duck, Goose are doing something.
No, you've got 1,300 elderly folks together at the same place. It's fun.
And
I imagine that after this
they're
was done,
built for freeze dancing.
the
right?
amount
Yeah, they're
of
frozen anyway.
the amount of post dance
Coitus?
hooking up. Well,
Wow.
you could go
Coitus.
elderly coitus.
You're
I
welcome.
saw them open for the Ramones. Great band.
Aged coitus.
Yeah, once again. Christy,
What is it really? I'm going to clean up at the old folks' home, right?
Do you not like it when I said that to you?
No, I'm going to. I can't wait.
You are going to go
I
into
expect you to visit me at least once a month.
Well, Chick, you have aged so gracefully.
Oh, yeah, I
You've got
know
this
that.
kind of sexy Sean Connery thing
Tell
going
me.
on
Old
right
chick
now.
lemon party, McGee.
Tell me, Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want a rainbow party.
Oh,
want
with
a
the lipstick?
A lipstick. You put a different ring on your.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That
it's
is
a rainbow
that is-
party.
a disturbing notion.
You moved into mom's
You know what, I might do
apartment complex.
Would that be okay? Would that be okay if I hooked up with your mom?
Sure, I don't
You'd
care.
kill.
Bang her mom. Bang, and he might literally kill.
See,
No,
and
you
especially in the-
Christy, your mom and I have been
Please
talking.
sleep with her to death.
I mean, in the age of Viagra, the old folks boogie is a big thing.
Well, I'm not saying anything bad, but I've seen some of the guys that live there. You would clean up.
Here's the thing, Christy, your mom and I have been talking.
Yeah,
and we've given it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
And we figure that you've given this radio thing a good try. Now, I think you should be in the management program over there at Von Mar.
Really?
I can think of nothing better than you adopting Christy.
Yes, indeed. And your mother and I expect you at our house for Christmas.
Whose name do I get to take?
You have to call Chick Dad on the air.
You have to call me Daddy.
Daddy.
No, you have to go by Christy Lee McGee. Or Christy McLean.
I'm adopting all of you.
Oh, my gosh.
What about it? Huh?
Yeah, that'll happen.
Okay, now when
She
we
was
come back,
delightful at that.
is that sports, by the way? When we come back, we have
roll, man.
we have a little bit of a Mr. Jimi Hendrix in the news. Also, Wiener news update. We're going to talk with comedian Al Jackson coming up, and a special edition of the Warren Report with comedian Greg Warren coming up today. Murder hornets in the news. There's a lot going on.
I'll take the murder hornets over Greg.
Okay. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Become a Bob and Tom VIP and get your Bob and Tom fix 24/7. Get all the info in the VIP area at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian Renee Hicks has joined us in the studio.
Morning, Renee.
Good morning.
Quite the sportswoman, I can
Oh,
tell
yes,
from your
yes, yes. And we were
conversation.
talking about the WNBA. I just want to know, like, will there be, like, feminine hygiene commercials, like, sponsoring it? Because I think those things got to go. They're just too damn nasty. I mean, they got to stop. They got to stop talking about women's genitalia. I mean, and these women talking about douche. We don't do that, men. We don't go to the beach talking about douche.
You don't?
You know? No, we don't. And see, I never want to see a black woman do that.
Mhm.
Because you know they would have her just acting crazy, just walking along going, oh, girl, I ain't seen you to... Damn, Shaniqua, is that you stinking like that, girl? Well, you need to douche your nasty ass. There's a whole family of seagulls following your nasty ass. Damn.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
3 days away from the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500, and we'll have all the action for you right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Begins tomorrow morning with the Bob and Tom annual Carb Day broadcast live from Speedway, Indiana. The show will be on the road with Duke Tomato and the Power Trio, the Bob and Tom Horns, Drew Powell, an actor, comedian, Jeff Oskey on hand. Also, our two-time Indy 500 winner, Al Unser Jr., scheduled to appear. That's coming up tomorrow morning, the annual Carb Day broadcast. The final day of practice at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway before the big race coming up on Sunday. And by the way, the Sunday pre-race Bob and Tom show will be live right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. That's going to be a lot of fun as well as we get ready for the 106th running on Sunday morning. Please join us, won't you? Not just tomorrow for Carb Day, but set your alarm. Get up early. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the schedule for our Indy 500 pre-race show right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 20 to 2021. New York led the way, losing more than 305,000 residents, or about 3.5% of its 2020 population. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, followed by Chicago and Los Angeles, smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. Cities include Austin, Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Columbus, Ohio, all gained new residents. Boeing's astronaut's taxi has returned to Earth from the International Space Station, completing a repeat test flight with a mannequin on board. The Starliner capsule parachuted into the New Mexico desert just 4 hours after leaving the orbiting lab Wednesday. Aside from a few snags, Starliner appears to have clinched its high-stakes shakedown cruise 2.5 years after the botched first attempt. That means NASA test pilots will fly next, perhaps by year's end. NASA wants 2 competing U.S. companies ferrying astronauts to and from the space station. SpaceX already the established leader. That's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Central Florida.
Central Florida.
And you were going sort of northeast.
Right.
You might pass through Sanford, Florida.
Sanford.
Then you're heading to Daytona Beach. You, of course, pass through or pass by DeLand.
Oh, DeLand.
DeLand.
Yes.
That's why they call it DeLand.
Well, they call it DeLand because it's right near DC.
Wow.
You know, my new favorite chocolate is DeBrand chocolate.
Oh,
Ever had
nice.
That?
That's a very nice brand.
Because it's delicious. I don't know why.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're so weird.
You have no idea. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Yes, it's time now for another exciting episode.
Oh, no.
Of Murray Whiskey, Frontier Funeral Director.
Oh, no.
My hero. In this episode, Murray Whiskey has just gotten married. And he brings his beautiful new wife to their honeymoon room, their suite. They're getting undressed on their wedding night there. Murray Whiskey drops his trousers, throws them over to his new little bride, says, "Put those on." She looks at him incredulously. She says, "Go ahead, put them on." She puts on the trousers. She says, "They're too big. I can't wear these." Murray Whiskey says, "That's right. Remember that. I wear the pants in this family. Don't you ever forget that." She says, "Fine." She takes off her panties. She throws them over to Murray Whiskey. She says, "You put those on." He tries. She says, "You made me do it. You've got to do it." He says, "Okay." So he tries to get them on. Can't do it. He says, "I can't even get these past my thighs." He says, "I can't get into these panties." She says, "Yeah, and until you change your attitude, you're not going to either, partner."
A true tale from the Old West.
That concludes another exciting episode. Murray Whiskey, Frontier Pyromaniac over here. What are you? You're lighting up the studio.
Coming up.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. News department, Christy Lee.
That's right, baby.
Sidekick department,
We call her Squinto.
Josh Arnold. You're really not going to let that go,
I can
are you?
squint.
Hi, chick.
Because she's squinting.
What are you trying to, make it between squatting and defecation?
No.
Is that what you're after?
No, that's the story. Never mind.
Ace Cosby.
What's his department?
Department of
Joke?
Labs.
Yeah, it is.
I think he owes us another joke of the day.
Department of Laughs currently under investigation.
Under indictment. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey.
I'm Chick McGee at the sports department.
That'd be fun.
And here's Tom.
You're saying that he's the interim head of the department?
Wouldn't it be fun to see Ace at a congressional hearing defending one of his jokes?
You see, the bear did walk into the bar.
He has one of those pitchers of water every now and again.
And then the termite said, "Is the bartender here?" And
then as this lawyer leans into him, keeps whispering, covering his mouth with the paper so he can't read his lips.
I said not to say that.
And when we last left you, we were doing a couple of interesting world records. The first one, an amazing record, the world's largest wave surfed.
That was an amazing
impressive.
record. The second one is stupid.
That's death-defying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Legitimately.
You fall on that thing, you're toast. And the second one, of course, was the 2022 National Senior Games in Florida.
Those are
what
death-defying.
Some of the, do we know any of the other activities that they
all
have
we
at
know
the
is
senior
that
games?
More than 1,300 people participated in the world's largest game, the freeze dance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What is that? Is that from a TV show or something?
No, it's the great Jay Giles band.
He doesn't know what that song is.
No, it's okay. You don't.
Tom, it's absolutely fine. You don't know.
Title song from the 1980 album, Freeze Frame.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it's from 13 years before I was born.
That's right.
It's great. It's great. Great stuff. Jay Giles band. Oh,
they are terrific.
Peter Wolf, the Woofer Toofer, Mama Toofer.
You know,
must have got lost. I'll take that anyway.
Lost.
So we have concluded sports. Is that
nope. The National Senior Game.
You have to send us next year.
Between it just wrapped up May 10th through the 23rd in Fort Lauderdale. Here are some of the events.
Running from the Reaper.
Continents.
No.
This year's Continents winner.
The Continents winner. Dry sack Bill.
See, now this is what the senior game, they have to fight this every year.
Bingo? Is bingo
you're right.
on there?
No, stop it. They have archery, badminton, basketball, beach volleyball.
Putting on your own shoes.
Golf course.
Golf course.
Diaper throwing.
Golf.
What is, Tom, look this up. What is Jacaranda? That's Jaccaranda.
Won the Kentucky Derby.
Jacaranda?
That's right. No, I think that stands for dinner at 3.
They have pickleball. Christy, you like pickleball? Softball.
I'm sure there are a lot of pickleballs in that nursing home.
Oh, the triathlon. Now this triathlon, this is where you walk a mile.
Yes.
You swim 30 feet, and then you
complain about minorities.
Wow.
Names.
Oh, you have names of the athletes.
Lucius. Jeffrey.
Oh, the hemorrhoid sitter. He's famous.
Oh, you got any like old lady names in there? Any like Frida's in there by any chance?
Millicent.
Any Conroys? Any
Dude, Conroy's a good name.
Yeah, for an old man.
Never heard
I like it for a little kid too.
Hey, Conroy.
That is a cool name.
Connie.
Never heard it.
Couple Connies.
What guys are named Connie? That's a thing, right?
Connie Mack.
Here's an old lady named Annabelle.
Yeah, that's
a beautiful name.
It's also a haunted doll name.
Oh yeah.
So the
Lucy.
point that's sports, I think.
Well, you've been dismissed.
Well, when you come up with continents, there's nowhere to go but downhill after that. That was so good.
Christy!
Continents.
God.
A famed plaster cast of Jimi Hendrix male members going on display in the Icelandic Phallological Museum. The cast was donated by the late Cynthia Albritton, known as Cynthia the Plaster Caster. Ms. Albritton gained fame for her plaster work of iconic rock star penises. Jimi Hendrix was Albritton's first celebrity client.
If you look at the list, though, it's
not that great.
Yeah, Hendrix is kind of the only really first-tier rock star up there.
Oh.
She passed away April 21st at the age of 74. She once told Rock Scene magazine of Hendrix, quote, "He's my biggest." I don't know if she meant he was her biggest star or her biggest.
Prodigious member.
Speaking of the process with Hendrix, Albritton said, quote, "He was really laid back, relaxed, very quiet in the mold, although adding that his pubes got stuck."
Pubes got stuck.
Wow.
That can't. Yeah, that must have been like being waxed.
What do you mean they don't know? They don't specify biggest hog or
He
biggest
just says
star.
he's my biggest.
Of course it's the biggest hog.
Well,
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, I'm looking at it.
Let me see.
It's girthy.
Wow.
Whoa.
Let me get a look. Holy
Man, that is girthy.
Okay, all
I mean,
right.
you don't have to ask, are you experienced when you see her limping away?
My thought on that is almost grotesque.
Yeah, there's something, the glands isn't quite, that's the tip. It's not.
I mean, I think mold technology's come a long way since she did
Look
this.
at all these. I wonder who's, oh my God.
It looks like a beer can.
There's a list of
Some of her other models include, is it Jello Biafra from the
Jello Biafra.
Jello, oh, sorry.
Again,
they didn't know if they could put him in the collection, but there's always room.
Formerly of the Dead Kennedys, Buzzcocks, Pete Shelley.
Hang on a second.
That did not get
yeah, Jello Biafra, very obscure. Again,
look at the one in the middle.
The roster of male members she plastered, not especially impressive.
What's the one in the middle?
Flaccid, I hope.
Look at that, Tommy.
Or it broke.
Or broke? Yeah, maybe it came off of something.
Tiny Tim?
I mean, it's, but that must be flaccid. And even then.
Yeah.
My
wow.
I didn't think she did flaccid ones.
What's this? What's going on here?
That one's all broken and twisted.
It's all curvy.
Tom, it was twisted.
Television's Richard Lloyd.
Like a barber pole.
Okay, again, we're going through the roster of famous...
MC5's Wayne Kramer. She also did breasts, guys.
Oh, cool.
Stereo Labs Lalicia.
Never heard of her.
Meekin's Sally Timms.
Never heard of her.
Peaches Karen Oye of the Yayas and many others. Never heard of any of these people.
I know them, but
do you?
and I know the first one.
Oh.
Well, in any
Stereo
event,
Lab.
Hendrix's male member is now... it will be on display. This is a famous museum. Isn't this the one where you, first of all, again, they have a whale?
Yeah, that's right. And this is the one where they were looking for a human to donate. Remember?
Yes, they sure were.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All of a sudden, I feel a lot better about myself.
Looking at Mr. Hendrix?
No, looking at these
others. Yeah.
Fascinating.
How long is this watchtower?
That one does look like... I don't.
I mean, it's Peroni to heck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's curly. It's curled.
Purple veins.
There it is. There's the joke.
My massive mast is in a plaster cast. Here's the sound of Jimi Hendrix being. Oh yeah, thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, that's him becoming.
Yeah. Then after it was done, the man talks with his guitar.
You know, every now and again when he would have at himself, he would light it on fire.
Really?
Little Woodstock joke.
Once.
So didn't
Monterey Pop joke, yeah.
Didn't Grand Funk put her in one of their songs, but she never
That
did?
was Sweet Sweet Connie. That was the famous groupie. That's a different person, isn't it?
Oh, it is?
Is that the same person?
I think so. Cynthia's different.
Oh, okay.
They're two different people.
Two different people? Oh, sorry.
Sweet Sweet Connie. She turned
her act.
Yeah. The whole show, and that's a natural.
Grand Funk even got that wrong.
Oh, great song.
Why do you hate
Love
Grand
that
Funk?
song.
Because they're
You don't like that?
the worst rock and roll band in the history.
That's
of the world.
wrong. You are
That's
absolutely wrong.
Were there two iterations of Grand Funk?
Yes.
So there was Railroad and not Railroad?
Mark Farner is no longer in the band.
Right.
But I mean, did they go by Grand Funk and Grand Funk Railroad?
Oh, that was the same band, though.
Okay, but as it was like a Jefferson Starship thing.
There is a train line in, I think it was in Michigan, called the Grand Trunk Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys were from Flint, Michigan, so they became Grand Funk Railroad, and then they shortened it to Grand Funk.
I got you. Okay.
But in the later years, one of their members left the band. Wrote some great songs. So, the interesting thing about this Jimi Hendrix male member in Plaster, you can tell by the way it kind of the kink in it that he was a southpaw.
Oh, wow.
And,
yeah.
Because he would famously...
He and Cobain, huh?
He would flip it over and play with it upside down because he was a lefty. Is that right? I mean, when he played with himself.
I figured he was ambidextrous.
Yeah, that's an upside-down guitar joke, you see.
Yes.
You see, you fling the guitar, the who.
We have Dean, our producer, owns quite a few guitars. Do you have a lefty? Yeah, he does. He owns.
Do you have a lefty-strung righty?
He's going to answer vocally.
I do. I actually have about 3 different left-handed guitars strung.
Okay.
How interesting.
Wow. Oh, that's fascinating. That's the shortest response we've ever gotten from him.
Stratocaster's Generally.
All right, I'm sorry. Sorry, I asked.
And is that a single coil pickup on there, Dino, or?
They're Stratocaster.
What's the humbucker situation on that?
3 single coil pickups. Now, you might remember Steve Miller. Early tours, he used a
Thank you. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
But it was left-handed.
That's right. Yeah.
Right-handed. So he was trying to get that.
Oh, sure.
That Hendrix. Okay, can you turn that off?
Fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure did.
Purple veins. No, wait a minute. Coming up, we have what, Christy Lee?
Coming up, we have would you do a shirtless photo for your Tinder profile? We have hot dogs in the news. We have swimming pools and E. coli in the news.
And Al Jackson will be joining us, and Greg Warren will be joining us. Looking forward to that. Right now, I want to tell you about the month of May. Of course, it's a great month for things like the Indianapolis 500. Also, it's Better Sleep Month.
How can you party if you don't rest up?
That's right.
That should be their slogan.
Yeah.
How can you have a good time if you're too tired? Well, the best way to get a great night's sleep, of course, is the Sleep Number bed. We've been talking about it for a long time. It's like the bed built for 2 or for 1 because you can, either side of the bed, you can set the firmness setting at the touch of a button and change it and reset it, etc., etc. Now, visit mysleep30.com for something new. Find out how to improve your sleep wherever you're sleeping. And once again, I will recommend my Sleep Number bed. By the way, Christy Lee, your Sleep Number setting is
45.
That's a less than firm mattress. Chick McGee.
On the mattress built for 2, I'm at 100, Tom.
That's a firm mattress.
That's right.
But at the touch of a button, you could go down to 45 should you choose to do so.
Yeah.
It's freedom of choice, ladies and gentlemen. This is America. Sleep Number bed is America's most patriotic bed. I'll put it that way. And it's time for the Sleep Number Memorial Day sale. Save $1,000 right now on the famous Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Queen bed's now just $19.99 for a limited time. Get the details. sleepnumber.com/BT show. That's your Sleep Number store. Find out all you need to know and find the nearest one by going to sleepnumber.com/BT show. Coming up, as Christy said, should you take your shirt off for your Tinder profile? We're going to find out. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Hey, you got the Bob and Tom Show app on your phone? You know someone else who might like the Bob and Tom Show app? You should tell them it's free and available in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Once they download the app on their mobile device, they can tune into their local station, listen to us here on Bob and Tom 24/7, even contact us directly via text or email with just one click. Once you download the app, it is that simple and that easy. Heck, you can even set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show through the Bob and Tom Show app. Check it out. It's free in the iTunes or Google Play Store, depending on your mobile device. And you are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Greg Warren on the way with a Thursday edition of the Warren Report. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom News Desk. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has been proclaimed the next president of the Philippines by a joint session of Congress following a landslide electoral triumph 36 years after his dictator father was ousted in a pro-democracy uprising. The Senate and House of Representatives also declared that his separately elected vice presidential running mate, Sara Duterte, won by a wide margin. She is the daughter of outgoing President Rodrigo Duterte, whose turbulent term ends on June 30th. Looks like Elon Musk is tweaking his Twitter numbers. He's reconfigured the financing plan for his proposed $44 billion purchase of Twitter, and that move is reviving hopes that the unpredictable billionaire still intends to go through with the deal. At first, it seemed the transaction was a done thing, but lately, Musk has waffled on a number of issues, such as the number of fake accounts on Twitter. And 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 2020 to 2021. New York led the way with about 3.5% of its population out. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, it was followed by Chicago and Los Angeles. Smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. They include Austin and Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is not in the Sun Belt, but in the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
This is exciting. Thank you very much for being here. You're on the Albert Brooks Show. And what is it you do for a living?
I do radio, actually.
Really?
Yes.
You do radio?
Yes.
That's incredible. So that's exciting. All right, we'll be right back. Come on! You do radio. This is a television show. Nobody cares. Help me out. You go back to your table. You have a life. My career's in the toilet. And then big smiles. Welcome back. We were kidding off the air. She's a killer, this one. So you were telling me before that you do radio.
Yes.
That's exciting. What do you do actually in radio?
I do news.
You do news?
Yes.
Really?
I'm a newsreader.
You are a newsreader.
Yes.
I didn't know. That's
Yes.
great. We'll be right back. Come on! You read the news.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
Oh, my God.
There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Comedian Roger Naylor is our guest from the Ohio Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Is your wife a cop?
Yeah, it's not the traditional job like we were talking about. I mean, it is very, very romantic. We met at a Dunkin' Donuts. So. She hates that job. She hates that
I'll bet
job,
she
yeah.
does.
It is a weird job for a woman to have, but it has its advantages. I mean, what other job can you think of where the woman comes home every single night with handcuffs? So
Sure.
We got a little game we like to play called Held for Questioning. On the downside, my wife carries a gun.
Oh, good point.
Which makes PMS a whole different ball game in my house. Our toilet seat stays down. I take no chances. I pee in the tub or out in the yard. I don't even mess with it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, my wife is a cop. It's very weird being in bed with a cop. Do you know how embarrassing it is to be in the middle of making love to your wife and all of a sudden you hear, "What's your hurry, pal?" Do you know why I stopped you? Do you know how fast you were going? I gotta wear a radar detector on my wiener. It's a fuzz buster. Bravo!
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
And the announcer for the Super Friends, dead on too, by the way. I don't know who that guy was.
Yeah, he was the guy who was after Ted Knight. Ted Knight did the original ones.
Right.
He'd be, meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice, Jackie and Sarah and Monroe, get ready. Aquaman, I want you on the golf course in 5 minutes. Chop, chop.
Hey, Superman, you gonna free bowl of soup with that hat or what?
Talk to the judge.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to...
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Howdy.
Josh Arnold at the Wise Ass desk.
Hi.
There he is. There's Ace Cosby at the Triathlon Hotline Hot Phone. Hey. Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
In charge of his father. He's kind of a buffer.
I am my father's keeper, yes.
I love it. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. Got a lot to get to. A lot of letters coming up a little bit later on this morning. It will be the Warren Report.
Okay.
With, comedian Greg Warren. We always look forward to that.
Well, we wait for Al. Did you see the new Oreo/Ritz cracker combo that they're coming out with?
What? No.
Yep.
They've got to stop this.
Check, this is progress.
It's Oreo cookies, so it's like the Oreo,
The chocolate.
chocolate, the creamy filling.
Nope.
And then you put peanut butter and then the Ritz cracker on top.
Oh, we're doing this ourselves? They're not making this?
No, it's actually coming to the store. It's going to be a combo.
This isn't one of those TikTok challenges.
No, Ritz Oreos all in
take
one.
a Tide Pod and dip it in hummus.
No, wait a minute.
Wrap it in a bagel. I hate stuff like
This sounds okay.
It's apparently very good.
Wow.
I don't understand. So it's an Oreo and then
It's
the
like
icing.
an Oreo and a Ritz cracker peanut butter
No,
combo.
I understand, but is it Oreo cookie and then icing and then Ritz on? Got it.
Yes.
That's all I needed to see. Okay,
Yes.
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are too many Oreo cookies.
It's so.
Well, they have kind of lost their minds. You can get.
I think it sounds good.
I think the latest flavor I saw was mushroom and Swiss.
Oh,
Yes.
You don't like the double stuffed or the triple stuffed?
No, but like they've gone to mint and they've gone to all kinds of crazy.
I like the Oreo.
I like the
what's the
birthday cake
Oreo?
one.
The Oreo has chocolate in the middle.
Oh, that's
Is it 3 chocolate wafers?
fun.
No, it's like backwards. It's like a vanilla cookie with chocolate in the middle. Have you heard of that?
Okay, you ready? What do we have
I'm
here?
trying this.
I am
Obviously,
too. This
The,
looks
the
good.
R&D department now smoking a lot of marijuana.
Toffee Crunch, chocolate hazelnut, Java chip.
These are all Oreo flavors.
Mint flavored, dark chocolate, peanut butter. Oh, that might sound good.
You know what? We live in the land of
S'mores.
freedom. I like that there's,
Carrot cake Oreo.
as Devo would say, freedom of choice.
Carrot cake Oreo. Oh, my goodness. Well, don't you like golden Oreos the best?
Love golden Oreos.
Speaking
with
of
the birthday
golden,
cake and
the man with the golden sunglasses and the powerful arms, a man who's been doing a lot of push-ups during the COVID era, it's comedian Al Jackson. And Al, you're sitting on a couch today? What is that, a love seat?
It's my studio's basically done. I have an assistant that set it up, and I don't know how to turn the lights on. And if that doesn't symbolize the difference in generations, because first of all she's 22, so I must look like something from the Smithsonian that talks to her. Can you imagine talking to somebody? I don't know. It's weird. Because I still feel young, but I'm sure to her, she's like, yes, I'm working for this older black gentleman.
Yes.
Isn't that
What do we do? Like, I don't identify as a 44-year-old. I identify as like a 20-something.
I do too, and I'm old.
I bet she's waiting for you to dispense some sort of wise knowledge. Like, let me tell you something, girl.
Yeah,
I bet she turns your lights on with her phone.
Has she asked you about Selma yet?
By the way, Al, the way you're holding that microphone, Al, it looks like you're a porn star.
And Mr. Marcus, you want to move that?
A very, very impressive one.
Lexington Jackson.
I mean, that really does have a big head on it. Has she asked you about your Reggie Jackson sunglasses?
She, it's one thing we bonded on because she wears kind of like tinted shades because she has issues like looking at the computer monitor. I think a lot more people should wear tinted shades than they think they should, because I started wearing them kind of as like a goof. And then I was like, I kind of really do like looking at the world through like filters. Like every day, it's just like I change my Instagram filter. I almost never have like no shades on. It's weird. And I'm not even high.
Al, then this might be something you can use on your program. Al Jackson, of course, is one of the featured performers on television's Daily Blast Live. I'm
on the TV.
We had the story, I think, yesterday or the day before. It was a scientific study done with people wearing sunglasses and not wearing sunglasses, and they were being observed watching pornography. And they found that they knew they were being watched, but when they had sunglasses on and the observer couldn't see their eyes, they tended to watch the pornography longer and focus on very specific things.
I don't think Al could be in this survey because you can plainly see his eyes and where he's looking.
Yeah, but if you were wearing
and
black...
my hands are visible.
Yeah.
If you were wearing dark glasses. Actually, Al, before we get to our word of the day with Al Jackson, we do have a story that you probably could do this next one on your show. It's about...
Talk to me.
It's about Tinder. Do you have the story, Christy?
Yes, about Tinder and people who pose shirtless. New research suggests men who pose shirtless on Tinder are perceived as being less competent and more prone to risky sexual behavior.
Wow.
Study participants were randomly assigned to view one of 8 mock Tinder profiles, which showed an image of the same man in varying degrees of sexualization. The participants were then asked various questions about their perception of the man in the photos. Women that were shown a photo of the man without a shirt on judged him as higher in risky sexual behavior, lower in social appeal, and lower in competence than the man wearing a shirt. The study author, Joanna Diker, told Sci Post, quote, in practical terms, women respond negatively to men with a sexy, dainty profile.
There you go.
Oh, see, Christy, I don't know if I'm feeling that report, because I think what it leaves out is all those, let's assume that all those things are true.
Right.
But we're assuming that every woman is the same in that she's looking for a long-term partner.
True.
Women are human beings, and sometimes They just want to have a friend to hang with.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
Not everybody is to get married. Every relationship isn't supposed to end with you guys walking down the aisle. I think if a woman sees a man that she thinks is attractive with, no shirt on, and he's like, hey, I'm in town for a week hanging out, air quotes.
Yep.
If she hits him up, she knows what's up. Maybe like she just is like, hey, I want to hang for a second. Christy,
Yeah, but the point of the thing is they said they're more likely to have sexually transmitted diseases if they're posing shirtless and.
That's not what it said.
That's what modern medicine is for, Tom. We can knock that out.
God.
Yeah, a couple antibiotics. Chlamydia's gone in a week.
First of all, Al, if you want to hang out with him, if the guy is shirtless, ladies, you can't take him to a fast food restaurant.
It depends on which Waffle House. You can wait in the car.
Now, so for you, Al, risky sexual behavior is what? Doing it without a helmet?
Yeah, look, it's called fun and risk. It's why Top Gun is good.
Al, have you ever? Al, I was at a party one night, and one of Kelly's friends had just gone on Bumble. And she ended up marrying the guy that she met on Bumble, funny enough.
Cool.
But I'd never been on one of those, but we were looking at it together, and I was amazed at some of the photographs. There'd be guys posing with their trucks. There were guys holding up fish that had gone fishing. That was a big thing. There was one guy with his mom.
There's another story about profile pictures, and they say that your first photograph is the most important one because people won't go past the first one. If they don't like the first one, you're done.
And Christy, let me tell all the dudes, because we love everybody equally on the Bob and Tom show, but I talk to the dudes too to help. I tell cats what worked and what didn't work for me. First of all, Tommy, I met my girl on Bumble.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
So crazy. When I was in Cleveland, and it's weird because she always has a story. She was with her best friend. She said, "Oh, this guy is cute, but he lives in Denver." But and her friend apparently was like, "Just go on a date and see what's up," and the rest is history. But yeah, I think when you start talking about things like Bumble, especially your profile picture, fellas, take it from me. Have your best or most trusted female influence in your life do your profile. Do not listen to your male friends. They do not know what they're talking about. If they did, they wouldn't be talking to you. They would be on dates.
Al, you have just summarized the show that we have called Sexy Time. Yeah.
Do you recall what the photograph she saw, what you were wearing?
Do you have it? That was my next question.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Because it's this weird thing because with me, I didn't want to show my kids, and I didn't want to show me performing on stage. Because first of all, I think that's super whack. Like, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah,
right.
But, also, you do want to have you want to have something that catches their eye. I think maybe the first picture with me, and it's super whack, but I think it was me and Shaq.
Oh, cool.
But at least when I was writing on his TV show, but it makes you stop for a second.
Sure.
And I felt like that would at least get me to the second photo.
Well, especially if you were with Shaq and you were holding that microphone.
And it was just me going, huh?
You are.
Oh, that's
Probably a foot
interesting.
taller.
Al Jackson is our guest. Al's a great stand-up comedian. He is one of the principals on the TV Daily Blast Live. If it's not on your TV, you can find it online, and it's a great show. Al is also the author of a children's book, and it's kind of important. It's called Where's Baby For It, and it's a benefit for autism charity. So if you have a chance to check that book out, you can find everything out about Al by going to aljacksonlive.com. Al is also my personal, what's the word? My life coach in the realm of trying to become a little bit hipper.
Butler was right on the tip of your tongue, but yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, by the way, this thing saying gents, if you want to go on to, which one was it? Which
Tinder?
On Tinder, yeah. Don't lead with your nips, I think is the okay, or pose with a fish. Okay, anyway, what have we got here, Al?
Tom, it's a great day. We've had a couple really good weeks. I'm really proud of you. So I want to keep this momentum going. Tom, ask you, what does it mean to curve somebody?
Curve somebody.
I assume this is a baseball analogy. You're throwing them a curveball. You're making
it is not, but I always that's going to be the one regret in my life is I never knew how to throw a curveball.
But that's
that
pretty
is not
logical.
the situation.
Okay, so it's not that logical. If you're curving somebody, I know. They're a moron, but you're grading them on a curve just to keep the conversation going.
That's actually a good. It's wrong, but I like where you were going. That was a logical, out of the box guess. So I like that. It's not correct.
I have a guess.
Anybody?
Yeah, I have a guess. Let's say you see somebody at the grocery store in an aisle and you don't really feel like talking to them. Do you curve out of the way to go to a different aisle?
Oh, that's not correct, but you're on the right path. You're you're driving down the street and you can see the house. It's not right, but you're close.
Gotcha.
So you curve another person.
Yeah. Go think about what Josh just said.
How about if Willie sees a girl, he thinks, boy, I wish she had some curves. Maybe she gained about 50 pounds and she'd have some heavy naps.
Every girl I meet, I say, drink a couple milkshakes, sweetheart.
Yeah,
you know?
Curves. Yeah, have a sandwich. We'll talk about it.
Is that it, Al?
So can you know? But you know what, Josh? As Chicky was talking, I was like, as soon as my son is old enough, I'm going to send him to just go stay with Chick for a week every year to just get hardened and get that real advice that only Chick can give.
Damn right.
So can you curve a man or a woman?
Yes, but usually it's a woman doing it to a man. Tom, you're going down the right path. I like it.
Oh, I curved him.
Woman doing it to a man?
Is it like?
Think about what Josh just said.
Avoiding the guy.
Ghosting a guy?
Yeah.
You're curving him.
So if I try and step to you, Christy, I'm like, hey, what's up? I've been looking at you for a long time in this grocery store, and I think we live on the same block. Why don't we go to dinner? And if you go, look, I don't know who you are, get away from me. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you're just gonna curve me like that? All right.
Okay.
It's just your way of saying, okay, you're just gonna kind of push me off to the side, like it's like basically playing somebody. Like,
gotcha.
You know they're there, but you don't want to have anything to do with them. So Tom, use it, please.
Oh well. Let's see now. I understand. It would be back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I would be approached by some woman, and she would express interest in perhaps going to some shindig.
Good.
Oh, my God.
Relax. You're not at a Senate hearing, okay?
And I would say that really is not my cup of tea. I'll pass.
That gentleman on the radio that I like so much just curved me.
Or, no, Al, is it more sinister, if you will, than that? Or is it absolutely blatant like that?
It's more like, because that's a good question. It can be one of the two. Because a lot of times when you say somebody curved you, you're almost kind of saying, I thought I had an in. It'd be like if I think you can get away with it not being sexual. I could be like, I've been doing Bob and Tom for years, and I saw Christy out at this Bob and Tom event. She kind of like curved me. I don't know what was up with that. It's kind of like, okay, I thought we were better than that. I thought we were cool, and like you kind of kind of shoved me to the side.
Gotcha.
Yeah. She curves me. Then she said, "Hey, put your pants on, please. This is the produce section of Kroger."
Well,
that's a good phrase.
So you would have curved her first with your curve.
Yeah,
sure.
Of course.
Dad, sometimes when you fold the sayings into the way you talk, I want you to be hooked up to one of those like FBI lie detector things. I just want to know if you believe what you're saying.
Al, we have time
because we can't.
We have time for one quick one, Al.
All right, really quickly, and Tom, this is gonna put together two words that you know. So just don't panic. Just answer it. Just tell the people. Let it flow off the tip of your tongue. Tom, what does it mean when I say that I'm mad salty?
Mad salty. Okay,
mad salty.
I have an idea.
I think it would be the equivalent of saying I'm extraordinarily thirsty for some love. I'm mad salty. Salty meaning you need to get some liquids in there.
I think that's a fair guess.
That's a fair guess, and it got the first half perfectly right. Christy, tell them what salty means, please.
I thought it meant crazy horny. Like.
Oh no, but no? I like where your head is at this morning.
Well, would you like some of my salty, Miss Peppa?
There you go.
I've been told it tastes salty. That's the.
Is that what you've been told?
Well, sweat.
Yeah. Look at Al. He's completely befuddled.
He lost it.
He's howling and.
So use it in a sentence for me, Al.
Yeah.
I let Tom borrow my girlfriend's really nice camera, and he went overseas with it. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to be bringing it back, but he should have told me. I'm mad salty about that.
Oh, so you're really upset about it.
Oh, so it means you're extra mad.
Extra mad.
Yeah. Okay.
So Tom, use it in a sentence.
Well, I would
You're a liar. Filthy liar.
Let's see. I went to park my car.
Oh, yes.
And they had valet parking.
Uh-huh.
And when they brought it back, my car was covered in snow. So they just left it on the street. And I was mad salty about it. And my car was salty from the plows going by.
That's as salty, 1% salty as you can. That's pink Himalayan salty.
That's Trader Joe's salt. Garlic salt.
I'm a fan.
That's I'll tell you when salty.
Al, it's always a pleasure. Al Jackson, you'll find him at aljacksonlive.com.
Oh, we love you too.
Thank you, Al.
Love you, Al. See you, man.
Highlights of the week.
Have fun in
Right
Chicago
now.
this weekend, Al.
Yep.
Don't get mad salty about your house getting broken into. No.
Oh.
You want to prevent that by going to simplysafe.com. That's right, simplysafetom.com. Tell me more, Chick McGee.
Peace of mind. That's what you're getting with Simply Safe, but it's not always outside forces that you need Simply Safe's protection from. This is Terry's story. She started out the weekend. It was wonderful. Her daughter was getting married. They were on a destination wedding. And the morning of the big day, she got a call from Simply Safe's 24/7 professional monitoring center. They let her know that her system had detected water in her basement. Moments like this, time is critical. Even a little bit of flooding can cause tens of thousands of dollars in damage. Thankfully, Simply Safe detected the water just moments after the leak. She made arrangements to have the water turned off, and Simply Safe saved the day. Happy ending. A comprehensive Simply Safe system and 24/7 professional monitoring. You can have someone always looking out for you, just like Terry did. Plans cost at under $1 a day with no long-term contracts or hidden fees. You can customize the perfect system for your home online in just a few minutes at simplysafetom.com. Go today, claim a free indoor security camera, because you know us. Plus, you get 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafetom.com for Simply Safe today.
Thank you very much. Coming up, we have a swim test. We have murder hornets. And, hey, if you're an old dude in Russia, you can join the army.
Wow. That's exciting.
Can or you are going to.
What a great story that we're not going to do now.
You know what, Chick? That was at the bottom of my
Let's not do that story. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It was honestly at the bottom of my
We'll find out what I'm talking
No, we're not.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules, or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't forget, Donnie Baker is on the road beginning tonight through Sunday night at Comedy Off Broadway in Lexington, Kentucky. DonnieBaker.com for tickets and information. And you are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7 on a Thursday. It's May 26th. Al Jackson and Greg Warren and you right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. The Boston Celtics up 3-2 in the NBA's Eastern Conference Finals. 93-80 win over the Heat in Miami. Boston took control, outscored the Heat 32-16 in the third quarter, then opened the final period on a 14-2 run to go ahead by 23. Jaylen Brown had a game-high 25. Just one game in the NHL last night, and it was really something. The St. Louis Blues erased a pair of late third-period deficits before Tyler Bozak scored with 3:38 into overtime to give the Blues a 5-4 win at Colorado in that Stanley Cup second-round series. Bozak capped a frantic rally in which teammate Robert Thomas tied the game with 54 seconds left in regulation. Nathan McKinnon's third goal of the night put the Avalanche ahead late in third, but the Blues sent the series back to St. Louis for Game 6 tomorrow night. Major League Baseball 1 interleague game. Tampa Bay beat Miami by a score of 5-4. American League winners Detroit, Oakland, the Yankees, the White Sox, Houston, and Texas. And in the National League, your winners, the Pirates, San Francisco, Washington, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, and Atlanta all win. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
I am 41 years old, divorced, and met a guy on a dating site who actually seemed pretty great. We met in person at a restaurant, got along well, and then when we ordered dessert, his wife showed up.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
It was insane. I didn't know what was happening, and then they explained they wanted me to be part of a throuple with them. Wasn't there just a politician who was in a throuple? Come on,
Yes, it was President Joe Biden. He is in a throuple. But, of course, mainstream media won't tell you that.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom, well-meaning, but...
Yeah, they're all messed up.
More than slightly confused.
With us in the studio, comedian Doug Stanhope. I wanted to talk about something fairly mundane, actually, with Doug. You hate baseball. Am I correct?
Baseball players always, they look like cops so much. They're so... No, they're so joyless.
Are you out of your mind?
But no, you watch any other sport and they're happy and they're pumping up the crowd, they're high-fiving. And baseball guys, they just look so joyless and smug, and they just sit there in the dugout and they look like cops. You know how someone gets pulled over, they have no registration, and you need 9 officers, and they all stand around with their arms crossed and self-important looking. No joy in their face.
So what do you do during? Because I can tell you love.
I mean, I'll
so
bet
much.
on baseball because I think that's the only reason people watch it is because it's the only thing on in the summer. I hate the Yankees. That's the only reason I watch baseball is to hope the Yankees lose, and I guess that's probably a miserable. Just because they buy their team and their fans are so obnoxious. Like if you're gonna just be cheering in the stands, pick an underdog and have some character. If you have money on the game, it's different. That's like having stock in a company.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna be a loudmouth, beer-fueled ass bag in the stands, pick the underdog. Rooting for the Yankees is like going to a casino and cheering for the house. You're already supposed to win. You're standing behind the blackjack table going, "Oh, dealer busted your ass, bitch. Oh, that's my dealer. I got my dealer jersey on."
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Grandfather dies, life will be strange. When grandfather dies, my whole world will change. When grandfather dies, I'll scream and I'll yell, 'cause I'll be rich as hell.
And then I figured I didn't need to write anymore. Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a
have some fun. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. News, it's Christy Lee.
Hi.
Wisecracks. It's Josh Arnold.
You know, I'm starting to think you don't care for me anymore.
There's Ace Cosby.
It's a lot of I'm a smart ass.
Is he curving you?
Ace
I think he might be.
Ace
Did I use it right?
handling the track phone hotline, hot phone, like no other. There's Willie Griswold.
Still on the good side there, Josh. Check that out.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have coming up a special edition of The Warren Report with Greg Warren, comedian.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But right now we're going to
bated breath over here.
Turn to Christy Lee.
Today in Gummy Bears.
What if it is gummy bears?
If it's gummy bears.
That's great, Craig. Where did those come from?
And talk about creepy. I got in my car and 2 songs from home, Corey Hart played on the radio.
Sunglasses at Night.
What the hell?
Nearly
Great
a
song.
coincidence.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think
Great
so.
song. We were talking about it yesterday.
How could that be I haven't heard that song in 30 years, and then
It's a sign.
I got to start wearing my sunglasses at night?
Yes.
I barely see now. That'd be bad.
It's a wonder Corey Hart wasn't actually in your car. He's not doing anything else.
Hey.
Good point.
It's on tour.
Yeah.
It's a good song. Okay, I'm sorry, Christy.
A Florida man has been accused of exposing himself in a Mexican restaurant. Not sure if he was wearing sunglasses or not, but he told police he was, quote, cleansing himself spiritually.
All right.
Check out this burrito.
The 29-year-old suspect tripped a silent alarm after jumping a fence at the Red Mesa Cantina in St. Petersburg. Why does this always happen in Florida? Responding police officers found the man seated inside a fenced area near the outdoor bar with his pants open and genitals exposed.
What do you think?
The suspect admitted.
See, I thought the guys that exposed themselves were always standing there with a raincoat.
Well, this guy is just trying to cleanse himself, remember?
Right.
He's not.
Can you cleanse yourself while sitting?
He's not a flasher. He's a cleanser.
Yeah.
Okay.
The suspect admitted to trespassing and told police he was, quote, doing a chant and was cleansing himself spiritually.
Is that right?
Well, see, in Florida, that's a crime. In California, they'd probably go, oh, okay. Of course you are. I do that every night.
Yeah.
He now faces charges of loitering and prowling.
But he's in the backyard of a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
That's
the outdoor bar area.
Oh, I remember that great song.
Here we go.
Rock out with your guac out.
You know what? I liked it.
Guac,
you see. Christy.
I see. I understand
Delightful
what guac is.
appetizer with some chips.
Traditionally served with chips.
Dear Bob and Tom.
Hey.
Thanks a lot, jerks.
Yes.
Now what do we do?
You're welcome.
I live in DeForest, Wisconsin.
Oh, no.
And over the last 2 days, I was at a conference for my new job. The amount of time I told the joke that DeForest is next to the city or the trees is probably not something I should be bragging
you
about.
can't see DeForest for the trees.
Thanks to you, it's the only joke that sticks in my head. Keep up the good work, fellas.
I dated a girl from there.
DeForest?
Yeah, Kelly. We called her DeForest Kelly.
Wow!
Do you get that, Willie?
I mean, I have no idea.
Strike, Ace. Not even a ball?
DeForest
Or a foul tip?
Swing and a miss, I think is what he meant to say.
DeForest Kelly, what is that? Is that a joke? Or?
That's a good one. I like that very much.
Does it reference something?
Actor from Star Trek.
Oh, excuse me.
No. It's fine that you don't know that.
He was was he the doctor? What was he?
Bones?
Yeah, who plays it in the new series show?
I forget the actor's name, but he's very, very... Oh, in the new show, I don't know.
I mean, the movie.
The movies, I forget his name, but he's very good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Christy Lee, what else have you got over there?
As the warm weather and the families flock to the pools making news, you may want to worry about dirty water. Could dampen your fun because swimmers at a Pennsylvania community pool learned recently that more than a dozen kids were seriously sickened by 2 types of bacteria, E. coli and C. difficile.
Yeah, the 2 types, pee and turd.
Yeah. Health officials are warning pool managers to be careful with their pool maintenance because dirty pools can spread E. coli.
Did you see the video of this?
No.
The kids are playing that game. You know, one of them talks, the other one,
Oh,
Marco Polo?
No. Monty Zuma. Monty Zuma.
And Shanghai
It's turd water, you see.
Yeah.
Turd water.
Shanghai University.
And China is being ridiculed after telling its students to take their mandatory swimming test online due to
Well,
the
that's
COVID lockdown.
Yeah, get in the bath, kids.
The South China Morning Post reports the dean's office told undergrads that they would need to complete a swimming test to finish their bachelor's degree. However, because Shanghai is under a COVID lockdown, students were instructed to complete the test online, which involved answering an online questionnaire. The announcement went viral with some internet users uploading videos of themselves wearing goggles and swim caps while pretending to swim on their beds.
Those students have since been assassinated.
Yeah.
Man, that's so funny.
Can you swim? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Congratulations.
I don't want my kids swimming when the lifeguard got a degree from DeVry online. We had to. Where I went to school, you had to be able to swim to graduate.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, the myth was, I don't know if it was true, was that some alum had been on the Titanic, and
oh my God,
that was they tried to give it a certain gravitas.
Ah, I see.
Oh, that's why he died, because he couldn't swim?
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not. Yeah, did you have to swim to graduate from college?
No, not at all.
No.
But I know that Lori Loughlin claimed her daughter was on the online swim team.
Yes.
Yep. It was.
That's one way to get into college.
I'm not kidding. And but this online
So
thing. Did you know that during COVID, a lot of the fraternities did their hazing online?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. You sit in your room by yourself, drinking too much, and they would send you abusive notes about what a loser you were. Yeah.
No, that's called being on Facebook.
I have no dignity, sir. I'll drink more right by myself.
And you have to shove a marshmallow up your.
Yeah. You walk down to your basement, take 2 marshmallows, and put them in your keister, walk upstairs, eat them.
That's right.
And you can't cook them.
Oh, boy.
Nobody did that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
I think it's documented, but.
Absolutely. One of my friends was head of one of the frats, and they had to do that.
Oh, boy.
They had to put a marshmallow in their crack.
We heard you.
Run upstairs, then if you dropped it, you had to eat it.
Yeah, how about that?
Sometimes if you didn't drop it.
And then if the guy that came in second had to eat the guy who came in first, marshmallow.
No,
I've always heard that too, but
absolutely.
No.
Boys will be morons.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Coming up, we're going to have an exciting episode, an extra episode of The Warren Report, starring Greg Warren.
Hey, soup was invented.
And we have pharmaceutical news.
Ladle changed up.
And Russian military news. If you've
No,
we don't. We're not doing the Russian military story. No.
I look forward to hearing it.
Thank you. Yuri, you haven't aged out of the military. Okay, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Yes, I have been doing lots of research, and now if you tell me who your favorite band is or what your favorite movie is or even what your favorite book is, I can tell you what you are saying about yourself.
Okay, Christy, can we start with you? Do you mind? Christy,
right,
favorite
My
band?
favorite movie.
Road-
Man,
is it
no
Roadhouse,
movie.
did we say?
Not Roadhouse.
Okay,
That's
not
the movie
Roadhouse.
that you can't turn away from.
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
My favorite movie.
Yes.
Breakfast at Tiffany with
Oh,
Audrey
my
Hepburn.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
boy, that's going to be a really mean one for me to start out on. I can
Ooh.
tell you what you're saying about yourself is I'm not nearly as cute as I think I am. That's really That's what that says about you. It's awful.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I hate to start off on such a mean note.
I got you. How about your favorite band, Christy?
Say Michael Bubble or
Can I
whatever.
say
the hell.
Maroon 5?
Sure,
Maroon
go ahead.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. If your favorite band is Maroon 5, what you're saying about yourself is, man, 10% off every purchase? This Gap credit card was the best decision ever.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Hey, the Bob and Tom Show is being streamed live at this address. If you'd like to watch the show while you listen, we just ask you don't do it while you're driving down the road in your big rig or taking the kids to school. bobandtom.com/live. Maybe around your breakfast table, you can watch on your smart TV, or once you get to work, you can put us on bobandtom.com/live, and you're watching and listening to the Bob and Tom live video feed. It's just that easy, and it's free, and you're welcome. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom Entertainment News Desk. Alanis Morissette will be inducted into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame. She'll be honored at a ceremony in Toronto on September 24th. Bryan Adams and his songwriting partner Jim Vallance were announced as inductees in March. Other inductees will be announced in the coming months. If recording a song without overdubs was good enough for Elvis Presley, it's good enough for Maneskin. They recorded a version of Presley's song If I Can Dream for the new Elvis movie. Singer Damiano David said they recorded it live in the studio in one take to keep the same energy Presley had. The Elvis film had its world premiere yesterday at the Cannes Film Festival in France. Will open here in the United States on June 24th. And firefighters in New Mexico have rescued an abandoned newborn elk calf found amid the ashes from the blaze. A Montana-based firefighter says he happened upon the little baby elk on the ground of a fire-blackened forest as he was trying to snuff out lingering hot spots. The 32-year-old singed bull calf was taken to a nearby ranch for care, is doing well, and has been appropriately nicknamed Cinder. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, man, it's Donnie Baker. And the fact remains there's nothing better than being a VIP. And I don't mean like his dudes on Pervert Rabbit Xanadu's. I'm talking about a Bob and Tom VIP. Best thing, you'll never miss another minute of the show. I swear to God, you can hear the show here in the morning, and then because you're a Bob and Tom VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Hey, this is comedian Ron White, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Are odors in your home a constant problem? Do you live with a smoker, have pets, or simply have annoying kitchen cooking odors that just won't go away? Do you ever hear comments like this?
Gee, Janet, I never thought of fertilizing houseplants with cow dung.
Or has a house guest ever said,
Great room freshener, Bill. What do you call it? Early American locker room?
You've tried carpet deodorizers, spray mist, incense, stick-up fragrance dispensers, and even plug-in devices that temporarily mask the smells in your home. Nothing seems to work. That's why Home Products Incorporated, a division of Frigamall Industries, is proud to announce its latest innovation, Le Clip. With Le Clip, foul-smelling odors seem to miraculously disappear. Simply put Le Clip over your nose and the nose of visitors to your home and see what a difference it can make.
Hiya, Mary. How you been? Wonderful, Janet. Hey, your house smells great.
See how easy? If you pick up Le Clip today, and if you're not delighted with the results, we'll send your money back. Le Clip, by the same company that brought you Le Blindfold, the product that makes messy, cluttered homes look more neat and organized.
Gosh, honey, the house has never looked better.
Le Blindfold and Le Clip.
Pick yours up today.
Okay.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are two of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I worked the state fair.
We were stupid before stupid was cool.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Larry Reeb. Now, Larry, you are from
Chicago.
You just got a great Chicago accent.
Well, originally I'm from a little town, DeWitt, Illinois. It's a farm town.
Uh-huh.
There's a mental institution and a women's prison there.
Really?
And my parents met. Here I am. But yeah, I live in Chicago.
Are you married?
I've been married 10 years.
Oh, how's it going?
Good. I think us guys need good women, don't you? Women keep us in line.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
That's why most axe murderers are single. They were married, their wife wouldn't put up with that. Put that axe down. You're not chopping anybody. You have to take the garbage out. Take the ski mask off. It's summer, you idiot.
You don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Coming up.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. Josh Arnold.
Yes, sir.
The man.
Oh, really?
There he is. There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
World-class jerk. There's Willie Griswold.
Poor Ace.
And I offered to let you buy me shoes. Yeah. He's not wrong. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
Thank you very much. Al Jackson, by the way, who we just spoke to. Al is going to be on stage in Chicago coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Comedy Bar.
The Comedy Bar. That's very nice. Be sure to go see him. Tell him we said hi. We have coming up a special edition of the Warren Report.
Tom,
starring Greg Warren. Yes.
People have been asking me a question, and I thought I would answer it, if that's okay. Yesterday, I had a Mexican pizza.
Oh!
My first one since they've returned.
And? Add sour cream or no?
And I did. And you know what? It's does
it taste the same?
It does. And it was like catching up with an old friend. Time hadn't really passed. It was that kind of thing. We just picked up right where we left off.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Made you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, it sure did.
I think I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
You know something?
Make a run for the border.
Give me a second here. There's a weird story. Yeah, here it is. I didn't give it to Christy. It's because it's sort of not airable.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can walk through this and get it to work.
Regarding one of my favorite items?
Regarding pizza.
Oh.
And website information about a pizza place. It's called Welsh Italian Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's in Wales. And they had a problem when they put up their sign. Because
in Welsh it was something different.
Well, I'm going to spell it, but I'm going to pause at inappropriate places.
Okay.
To send the message
Really?
to. Yes, Welsh Italian Pizza, and of course it's in Wales, naturally.
Yes.
So it was their URL, if you will, is of course the traditional www.
Yes.
Followed by of course
no one
the traditional
uses anymore.
Thank you very much. And then it's WEL.
Mm-hmm.
SHI
yeah.
T
okay
ALIAN pizza. So it's Welsh Italian pizza.
Right.
But the way it was laid out, it looked like it said
Welsh
Italiano.
Yeah, it's just
wow.
Yeah, so there you go.
Funny.
Well, alien pizza.
Yes. It's a alien pizza. I'd like the pepperoni, please. So in any event, we have to return to the news desk with Christy Lee. We've missed a few things, I'm sure.
A study out of Florida International University discovered that pharmaceuticals present in the blood and tissue of bonefish are living off the South Florida coast.
His name was Bonefish.
Researchers at the university's Bonefish and Tarpon Trust
she sure liked the bonefish.
said that not only did each of the 93 fish sampled contain drugs, but the fish averaged 7 pharmaceuticals each, with at least one containing 17 different substances.
That's because good. That's because they're fish.
And they're in Florida.
And they're easily hooked.
They certainly are.
Why am I laughing?
Why do you think they call it a blowfish?
So your contention is
yes,
this is that. Remember that they were. What was that BS thing a few years ago where they said,
"Oh, seriously,
every $100 bill is 90% cocaine."
Right. That they all had phrases.
Very skeptical.
You're very skeptical.
Why were you skeptical of that?
And you're not supposed to flush drugs down the toilet.
People do it all the time. Or they throw them away and they leak into the water system.
Don't do that. Collect them and send them to Chick.
Wait a minute. Hold it. That's a great idea.
Wait, why is Chick getting all this action? I want to miss too. Come on.
I'll share.
That's probably not a good thing. Huh?
No.
Okay,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a company in Japan marketing instant curry featuring wild bear as the main ingredient.
Now, remember earlier on I said, when we have food stories, we often ask our resident chef, Jessica Hooker, to make them for us.
Right.
We do this all the time.
She's not making this.
I am not going to ask her to make instant bear curry.
You know, knowing her, she might be able to find fresh bear somewhere.
Read on and you'll see why.
Saya Togashi, a reporter for Sora News 24, taste tested a pack of the so-called instant bear curry. The packaging for the curry features a photo of a Japanese black bear. Also features the disclaimer, quote, "As this is wild game, there may occasionally be bear fur attached to the meat."
Bear fur.
Ms. Togashi said the curry was not unnatural tasting, but was meaty and satisfying.
Here we have audio of somebody eating a bear fur packet.
Bear curry?
Patooey.
Though the curry was billed as medium spicy, Togashi said it tasted fairly mild, but found it a very harmonious blend of flavors.
Interesting.
And this is real bear?
Yes.
It's real
Japanese
bear.
black bear.
Yeah, I've never had that. I've gone to that Chinese place over on 71st Street. That's great. I had the Mugu Gai Panda.
Oh yeah. That's a tough dish to order.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get.
You got to call ahead.
Yeah. Got to be in season, too.
Do they still, this is a dumb question, because I've never ordered it all these years going to Chinese restaurants. And though, if you want to get the
Peking duck,
you got to order a day ahead of time.
Yeah, I've never
Has
done that.
Has anybody
either.
ever done it?
Not I. Anyone?
And is it now Beijing duck?
That's a fair question, too.
There's a place in Chicago that's known for it, and Guy Fieri went there and said it's incredible. I can't remember what it's called, but they give you these little taco things almost. It's like a little bun, and then you put the duck in there and you eat it like a fancy little taco. It looks incredible.
I've had Siamese duck. It's kind of a 2-for-1 deal.
I am Siamese, if you please.
Bump.
I am Siamese.
If you don't, please. Some of my favorite lyrics of all time.
Whoa.
Yeah, nope. We are what we are, no matter what you think.
Now,
That's a good sentiment out
so there was a restaurant near here that used to serve lots of exotic meats. Did they have bear there? I don't know.
I don't know that I've ever heard of this.
I had PTSD because of that place. You started so many fights in that restaurant, I couldn't go in there.
You're welcome.
Physical?
How do you get welcome out of that?
I was telling somebody the other day about it because they had lots of, what do you call it, the animal heads?
Animatronics.
Yeah, but they had a lot of the animal heads on the walls, real ones, dead moose.
Taxidermied.
But they had the one room that was full of all the dead birds on the wall. And I can remember eating one day and this ancient feather drifted down into my soup.
And then, of course, Tom said to the waiter, there's a feather in my soup.
And the waiter said, be quiet. Everybody will want one.
The classics.
And then you told our female server one day.
Oh, she looked a lot like...
you look exactly like NASCAR driver Jimmy Spencer.
That's not a compliment.
No.
Handsome enough guy.
And, of course...
Not a guy. Not a handsome woman.
She did look like and we never saw her again.
You know, when I was in junior high, I fancied myself a future Gary Larson.
Yeah.
I used to write my own. I can't draw worth a crap, but I used to write my own little comics. And one of them was a frog sitting at a restaurant table. And he's looking at the waiter and he says, "Waiter, there's some soup on my fly." And I thought it was such a fun turn.
Yes, that's very nice.
And I gave it to one of my teachers, and he pinned it up on his desk.
Oh,
that's very nice. That's a good joke.
That is really lovely.
So if anybody's ever eaten bear out, I don't know if it's real gamey or what. It'd be interesting.
I'm still mad at you for getting broccoli cheese off the menu there. And Bob quit going to that restaurant because of you. Because you got his favorite soup.
Win-win.
There's so many.
What a ruiner.
And now the restaurant's closed. Does that tell you anything?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever think to sit down and keep a list of how many lives you've ruined? I mean, this is just close friends. This doesn't count listeners of life you've ruined.
Well, I'm just saying, if someone has eaten bear, let me know. This place, it looks like they've got the bear in 3 different sizes.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, a baby bear, mama bear, and papa bear.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, the baby bear, I get kind of more like a veal, really.
You know what? I have had bear at a Chinese restaurant.
Have you?
It was part of the Winnie the Pooh platter.
Okay.
And I tell you what, it was.
All right, wrap it up.
Actually, when we're talking about beef, we're talking about real beef from Omaha Steaks. The grilling season is here. Tell me more.
Josh Arnold here. You might remember me from the Winnie the Pooh platter joke. Spring is here. Let Omaha Steaks make it easy to stock up on all your grilling favorites. OmahaSteaks.com is the place to go. BTS is the code word to put into the search bar. Order the spring grilling pack today. You're going to save over 50%, and you're going to get 4 Omaha Steaks burgers and 4 boneless chicken breasts free with your order. This package has it all, from the butcher-cut filet mignons, boneless pork chops, delicious caramel apple tartlets. If I may, let me tell you a little something about those filet mignons. Boy, oh boy. You're going to get some packets for Omaha Steak seasoning. You sprinkle that on there. I say let your filet mignons sit for at least, I get them up to room temperature.
Oh, absolutely. You have
then
to.
Grill them up. I only flip once. I do my best to keep them juicy. But no matter what you do, they're going to be some of the most tender, delicious fillets you've ever grilled. Omaha Steaks delivers perfection in every single bite, every single time. Visit omahasteaks.com, type keyword BTS into the search bar, order right now. There's a reason why Omaha Steaks has been the leader of gourmet steaks and food for over a century. No one, and I do mean no one, comes close to matching that flavor, tenderness, and value that Omaha Steaks is so well known for. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword BTS. Order the spring grilling pack today. Don't forget, you're going to get 4 Omaha Steak burgers and 4 chicken breasts free. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword BTS.
Thank you very much. Don't forget the lasagna. I'm telling you, it's delicious. And those hot dogs aren't even hot dogs. They're fantastic. Coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Greg Warren with the famous Warren Report. And we're going to find out you're never too old to join the Russian army.
Stop it.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
This time tomorrow, the Bob and Tom Show will be coming to you live from Speedway, Indiana. It's the Bob and Tom Carb Day broadcast. Again, special guests, actor Drew Powell, former 2-time Indy 500 winner Al Unser Jr. scheduled to appear. Also, Duke Tomato and the Power Trio, plus the brass to mouth horns. My gosh. Please join us if you can, live from Speedway, Indiana, and you can tune in and hear all the action right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. And don't forget, race day morning, we'll get you all set. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. this Sunday, live, another Bob and Tom 24/7 special, the Indy 500 Race Day morning broadcast. If you've never heard it, what are you waiting for? It's going to be great. Set your alarm, get up early, get that cup of coffee, and tune in the Bob and Tom Show Race Day broadcast. Again, this Sunday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., Race Day morning, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning, I'm Mark Allison with things you may have missed. 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 20 to 2021. New York led the way, losing more than 305,000 residents, or about 3.5% of its 2020 population. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, followed by Chicago and Los Angeles, smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. Cities include Austin, Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Columbus, Ohio, all gained new residents. Boeing's astronaut's taxi has returned to Earth from the International Space Station, completing a repeat test flight with a mannequin on board. The Starliner capsule parachuted into the New Mexico desert just 4 hours after leaving the orbiting lab Wednesday. Aside from a few snags, Starliner appears to have clinched its high-stakes shakedown cruise 2.5 years after the botched first attempt. That means NASA test pilots will fly next, perhaps by year's end. NASA wants 2 competing U.S. companies ferrying astronauts to and from the space station. SpaceX already the established leader. That's a look at things you may have missed. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
comedian John Campanera.
Vince Scully is funny because he's one of these announcers that loves to read lips. Wait a minute, here comes Tracy out of the dugout. He's in the umpire's face. It appears he wants to take the ump to Fuddruckers after the game. You know what makes me laugh is Skip Carey, Harry's son. He does the Atlanta Brave games.
Sure.
I listen to this guy when I can't sleep. Chipper Jones takes one on the outside, 3-1 on Chipper Jones. Don't forget all week long, we got the best of the Duke right here on TBS. John Wayne right here on TBS. There's a long fly ball. Looks like that's out of here.
I love that.
And you know, Harry's going, I can't believe that's my son. You know, Harry would get excited over the dumbest stuff. Hey! Check out the kid in the sombrero.
Hey, Shooter, it's Kenny Tarmac. Hey, we just landed. I'm an ORD, just got in from TPA through ATL. And hey, guess what else just landed? The Bob and Tom app. I know. Now, thanks to the Bob and Tom app, even if I have to go all the way from Foxtrot 20 down to Alpha 4, I can still listen live, see their videos, find an affiliate station, use the alarm, and even send a message. This is Kenny Tarmac signing off and reminding you, everything I touch turns to sold.
Hi, this is Greg Warren, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
For Batman, it was Batgirl. For Superman, it was Supergirl. And now, meet Spider-Man's female counterpart. From Bob and Tom Productions, it's the superhero women have known about for years.
All right, Toots, this is a stick-up. Hand over all your money.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, come on, lady. Hurry it up. Somebody's going to get hoiked.
Help! Oh, please help! Won't somebody help me?
Let that young woman go, you two ruffians.
Yeah? Who's gonna make us?
I am.
Come on, lady. You must be in your mid-50s.
Yeah, what do you have going? Some kind of superpowers?
Yes, I do. Take a look at these.
Oh, gross. Let's get out of here.
It's Spider-Vein Woman.
Oh, God, no!
Spider-Man got his superpowers from being bitten by a spider. Spider-Vein Woman got her powers from working as a waitress for 17 years. Don't make Spider-Vein Woman show you her legs, because if she has to, she will.
Look at this one.
I think I'm gonna puke.
Oh, here, hold my purse. I'll show you my hysterectomy scar.
When you need help, call on the only superhero who wears long polyester pants, comfortable support hose, and sensible shoes. She's Spider-Vein Woman. Coming soon to a theater near you.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, Pally.
There's Ace Cosby.
Hey, buddy.
Willie Griswold's here.
Big man.
I'm Chick McGee, and there's
yes.
there's Tom Griswold. And Tom,
we're looking at the big screen TV, and we've got Greg Warren with the Warren Report. Greg, who's that up there behind you?
Michael Warren.
I know who it is. You have no guesses, Tom?
I have no idea who
He's
that
wearing
is.
a T-shirt. It's a black gentleman. He's wearing a T-shirt that says "Regulate."
Yeah.
Oh, Warren G.
Yes.
That's Warren G.
Not Warren G. Harding. Just
No.
Just
Warren G.
Who's Warren G? I'm sorry.
He was.
Go ahead, Josh.
Oh yeah, he was a rapper. The song "Regulators" was huge.
I'm not familiar with his work.
Regulator.
Is he still with us?
Somebody's cousin.
Well, I'm sure he's
Nate
somebody's
Dogg?
cousin.
Boy,
He's Step Brothers with Dr. Dre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well,
then
he's
loosely,
somebody's cousin, you idiot.
I'm sure he's very good.
Yes.
He loosely what, Greg?
I think he has some
and I don't think it's blood relation with Snoop Dogg, but they're related in some way through marriage or something.
Ace raspberried at me.
Did he?
He sure
He did this.
Okay. Well, I guess because Ace asked a question, is he somebody's cousin? I think everybody's somebody's cousin.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Well, no, I guess not necessarily. But.
You're somebody's cousin.
Greg, how the heck are you?
Good to see you, Greg. We missed you.
Yeah, what item are we talking about?
Oh, hey, chick, I wanted to talk about the history of gummy bears.
Well, it's about time we touched on this
With or without THC.
hot button issue.
Greg, before we get to that, we were talking about this place in Japan where they have like stovetop dressing for bear or something. It's
bear curry.
Or bear curry,
dressing.
This was a story we were doing before we're talking to Greg Warren.
Now we're talking.
Don't do it now.
But I just wanted to update.
Oh, I don't mind.
No update.
Quick update.
It's his feature.
Okay, just a second. It's just going to take a moment. We got
Chick, let him do his story.
Daniel lives in Mercer County, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful country. He goes, I've eaten bear burgers.
Really?
Everybody around here, they're pretty tasty.
Wow.
Then I get this from Richard. He writes, I have eaten bear many times. It really depends on the bear's diet. Berries versus trash from dumpsters.
How does he know the bear's eating from a dumpster?
Well, apparently, if the bear's eating dumpsters, their meat tastes terrible. So who knows?
Okay.
We
I had a friend that texted me and said it tastes like pork, really flavorful pork.
Okay.
But
Well,
Tom, when I was in Alaska, if you go hiking, they strongly suggest you carry bear spray.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's $60. Just so you guys know, that stuff. It's not like off. Like you're supposed to spray the bear. You don't apply it to yourself like regular insect spray.
I see.
They should make that much more clear on the can. All it said was, it just said aim for the eyes. I know.
You didn't want to do the bear hunk.
I was, I was hiking around up there for like 2 weeks, and I didn't see any bears, and I was looking online, and the TSA said you're not allowed to bring that bear spray on the plane. You couldn't bring it home because it's a weapon.
Oh.
It's $60. So, with 2 days left, I was like, somebody's getting sprayed. I spent a lot of money on this bear. I wound up, I sprayed this old lady at the buffet, and no, hear me out. She had a lot of bear-like quality. She was one point reaching for the honey.
Yeah.
She grabbed a salmon with two hands.
Oh man,
take her out.
Anybody would have, sure, taken her for bear.
Greg Warren, I noticed you're going to be at the Looney Bin in Little Rock, Arkansas, coming up Wednesday, June 1st through June 4th. Then stops include Syracuse, New York's Funny Bone, the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City, and the Looney Bin in Tulsa.
Oh,
great!
A Looney Bin run.
living on Tulsa.
What is today's topic, Greg?
Well, I was going to do the history of air hockey, and I got to tell you guys, it's a really boring history. I did an hour's worth of research just thinking there would be something.
Air hockey, I think one of the funnest things you can do, but the history.
It is one of the most exciting games that you can play, but it's a boring history, Josh.
Gotcha.
3 guys that were engineers put a fan underneath a table, and we had air hockey.
There you go.
Over time, did they drill more holes in it? What was the?
Yes, yeah.
One big hole in the beginning, and then.
Yeah. It took a while to get to the tiny holes.
I would like to know if there's a special name for the paddle. Because they're not quite paddles.
No, they're like
it's somebody called them a club.
Okay.
But they have sort of a sombrero look to them.
They kind of do, yeah.
Now, Josh,
kind of an Arby's logo.
Would you hold the paddle over like a joystick? Because I remember being about 10, and I saw one guy who would just kind of leave 3 fingers on the side of the paddle.
Oh, you're going to get hurt.
It was the coolest thing I had ever seen. It changed my life.
Willie, that's how the pros play, and they wear gloves.
Yeah, they sure do. I mean, that's smarts when you get hit that way.
Yeah. So what I thought I'd talk about something a little more dynamic.
Well, hang on a minute. We have Warren G at the ready.
Warren G's here?
Here he goes.
Regulators.
Regulators.
Regulate any stealing of his property.
What movie was this? Against the Rim?
But you can't be any geek off the street.
I don't know.
Gotta be
Above the rim.
Above the Rim, thank you.
Yeah, Against the Rim is a Bob Seger parody about a very rough prostitute.
Running against the rim.
Recognize that? Tom?
Yeah, this guy's stealing Michael McDonald. I keep forgetting.
He's sampling.
Mr. Warren G.
Yeah, this is one of Michael McDonald's great songs.
Ain't no need to quit. Is that what he said?
So I'm sure Michael McDonald made $1 million off this thing if it was a hit.
It was a hit, and yeah, I'm sure.
Sure.
Well, congratulations to Michael for helping out a great artist.
So what is our topic there, Greggy?
I wanted to talk about the Riverport riot. I'm not sure.
Not familiar with it.
You will be as soon as he tells you what it was.
All right.
I think you will. Back in 1991, St. Louis built their first outdoor music venue, and the third act to play there was Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
So the concert was going pretty well. They were on their 15th song, and it was Rocket Queen. And there was a guy taking pictures, a guy named Stump Stevenson. Stump was in the motorcycle gang, the Saddle Tramps. And
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Stump apparently did this a lot. He showed up and took unauthorized pictures at rock concerts in St. Louis, and nobody really gave him any trouble. It was back then there weren't cell phones, so there weren't cell phone cameras. So you weren't supposed to bring cameras into the venue. I guess it was an unauthorized camera. And at one point, Stump said he handed Axl a card that said "Welcome to St. Louis" on it, and it had the Saddle Tramps logo on the card. And Axl basically looked at it and threw it away. He had done this, I guess, with a lot of other bands. Axl didn't seem to care for it. I don't know. If you're a motorcycle gang with a business card, I think that's
Hey, we'll do lunch.
Yeah, it just seems a little less threatening. Yeah. But anyways, Axl didn't care for the camera, and Axl was kind of erratic at best on stage. He flipped out a little bit back in his day. So he basically said to security, "Hey, take that camera. And they didn't. So he said, "I'll take it then." And he jumped off the stage on to Stump. Right onto Stump. And they kind of the security grabbed Axl and got him back on stage. And Axl said something about lame-ass security.
Right.
And then he said, "I'm going home." And he smashed the microphone. And Slash said, he smashed the microphone, but we're out of here.
And he tipped his hat.
And he left. They left the stage. And at this point, everybody, I guess, was kind of like, what's going on? Is this part of the gag? Are they doing something? They're Guns N' Roses. They're crazy. And then the lights came on, and all hell broke loose.
A real quick question. Does Stump have all of his limbs?
Okay.
Any idea why he got that nickname?
I don't, guys. And that's on me. That's on. I should have done a better job of research. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
He's just not very tall.
A circumcision gone wrong. Tom would like to know.
Sorry.
I don't know why they call him Stump. But Stump had quite a few injuries that night. And then everybody rushed the stage, and it got crazy. They started throwing bottles and cans at the stage. And then the GNR roadies, I guess, when the bottles and cans did not hit the GNR staff started taunting the crowd. And that was a bad idea. They started ripping seats out of the brand new arena.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is not a proud moment for St. Louis.
No, this was ugly. Yeah.
They swung from these cables that were hanging from like a 60-ton sound rig. And luckily it didn't. If it came down, there would have been massive death. But at one point, I guess everything went wrong because the firemen came and they pulled out this fire hose and there was no water pressure.
Oh my gosh.
It was like pathetic.
It's like
and
the Three
I guess,
Stooges.
some guy from St. Louis pulled down his pants and started shaking his manhood at the cops with the fire hose.
Fun move.
I got a hose for you. That kind of thing.
That kind of thing was going on. It was crazy. People pulled out sections. They found the bar and they took bottles of vodka and set them on fire like Molotov cocktails.
On fire?
Fire. Again, not a proud moment for Josh and I's city.
No.
And then they just started stealing stuff. All Guns N' Roses were able to take were their vintage guitars. Everything else was on stage. And they said guys were walking out of the venue with mixing boards.
I got a 16-channel Yamaha, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. Some guy was selling piano keys for $5 a piece outside. So Axl, he calls the classic rock station in St. Louis that night, and he says that they tried to get the camera guy to let go of the camera like 4 times on stage, but there's video that shows that he didn't. And then they also said that bottles and cans were coming on stage during the concert, which I don't think happened. But that's just a judgment call. It's sort of convoluted. And there was an arrest warrant for Axl, but they immediately at that point went on a European tour. So it took like a year before they could arrest him. He was charged with inciting a riot, but the judge said, no, this isn't on him. He did not incite a riot.
Right.
So he had to pay a minor assault charge, but there were apparently some pretty big lawsuits. The company Contemporary Productions sued him for defamation of character because they basically said on all the rock stars. He went on Kurt Loder's show like the next day and was talking about these guys don't know what they're doing. And I think actually that Contemporary Productions won a lot of money from him.
Now
Was
he officially or unofficially banned from St. Louis?
He was banned from St. Louis permanently. However, they came back and played in 2017.
That's right.
They made up with the city. He had like some T-shirts from like the St. Louis locations and said some nice things on stage. And they sort of made up.
At this point, those T-shirts were XXL.
Just the biggest.
And Stumpy's T-shirt, one sleeve.
This is one of my favorite things. Stump sued him.
Yeah, Stump sued him. Stumpy?
Stump won a lawsuit, and they were in court with Axl. And Stump goes to his lawyer. He goes, "So is it over now? Is everything over?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's all done." And he walks up to Axl and goes, "Hey, man, could you sign this?"
Wow.
I want to.
That's Stump.
Yeah, good old Stump. I do want to say I was at the Jimmy Buffett concert that year at Riverbend. And, Riverport. And Rochelle Berlin took a picture of me while I was peeing. And, I restrained myself from doing anything. It was embarrassing at the least. Hopefully she didn't do anything with it, but that could have been a bad deal. And I also want to say, Axl did not do the right thing that night. But I empathize with him in some way. When I was in LA, one time I was doing a show at this place called the Ha Ha Comedy Club. It was like an afternoon show, and nobody was there.
Yeah.
Nobody was there except for comedians and like 5 audience members, and I was eating it hard. Hard. And my roommate at the time was this girl named Dawn who was trying to help me out. So I'm eating it, but in the back you hear, ha 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 ha.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm like, Dawn, just let me eat it in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not in a good mood. Now, prior to when I was up there was these 3 kind of sort of tough young guys, like gangbanger type guys. And they were doing that. They were talking on their cell phone.
Oh.
And the guy before me like didn't know how to handle it. He's like, well, let me see your phone. And then he started talking on their phone, and like they were now the center of attention. So that, they were like, they were happy. They were thrilled. So I'm on stage, and they do it again. They start talking on the phone. Dawn's doing that fake laugh in the back. I'm angry. And I go, let me see your phone. And they were like, here. They thought I was going to play the game. And I skipped it across the floor, and it broke into about 500 pieces. and then a lot of things happened.
There was a riot, and
Christy almost they wanted to fight me, and I said no, I can't fight you because it was the only club that was booking me at the time. So I said, I can't fight you here. Let's go outside, as if that's a lot better than a fight in the front of the comedy club.
Oh man,
and the guys were Armenian, and the owner was Armenian of the club, and he was like, Greg, get back in here. These guys, I know these guys. They're very, very bad guys. They will,
boy.
So he pulls me back into the club, and I had to spend $350 to get them a new phone. Yeah. So good. So I empathize with Axel.
Okay, thank you.
That was your own.
Greg Warren is our guest. Thank you so much, Greg. You see him at the Looney Bin, Little Rock, Arkansas, starting June 1st. We're going to switch gears. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Bye,
You'd like
guys.
to give yourself
See
a nice gift. I think you do. You get home today. There's a box on the front porch. It's not just any box. It's from Bespoke Post. It's the box of awesome. Tell me more, Chick McGee.
Well, the box of awesome could have anything in it. From beach, maybe you're planning a beach day. Maybe you taking to the road and traveling to another state for a summer road trip.
Yeah.
Well, they could have items for you to make your road trip just a little quicker. Josh has a couple of examples of what's in one of the latest boxes of awesome.
Well, Chick, I know that you got this because Willie got this, and you both love it. The Weekender.
Oh, it's a popular one.
It's a wonderful bag. It features metal hardware, reinforced frame, and quality leather straps. And I tell you what, it kind of started the whole thing for us, didn't
Yes,
it?
sir, it certainly did. To get started, though, you Bespoke Post need to know what you like and dislike, and how do they get that done, Christy?
Well, you take a quiz, Chick, at boxofawesome.com. Those answers help them pick just the right box of awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. Plus, with your box of awesome, you're supporting small businesses. 90% of everything that comes in your box of awesome is from a small up-and-coming brand. Get 20% off your first monthly box. Sign up now at boxofawesome.com. Enter the code Bob and Tom at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com. Code Bob and Tom for 20% off your first box of awesome.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. Quick reminder, Donnie Baker in concert. Well, tonight through Sunday, he's going to be at Comedy Off-Broadway, Lexington, Kentucky.
Ooh, great club.
Got some great shows coming up. When we come back, we're going to help out you with your brain.
Oh, good.
We're going to enlighten you.
I need
to a degree, I hope. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
We got some extra from the Bob and Tom Show.
With us in the studio, comedian John Garrett. You have a straight job? I mean, like a normal day-to-day thing?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm actually a CPA, believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah, and
that spells party.
Yeah, it does. Most people think CPAs are hysterical. Yeah. No, of course not. We're dorks, big dorks. But And honestly, on behalf of all accountants out there, I'd like to say that we don't all do taxes. Some of us prefer to embezzle. It's much more lucrative. I read recently Willie Nelson wrote a song called Whatever Happened to Peace on Earth as his little protest to the war in Iraq. And my immediate thought was, why does he care? It's not like it's his tax dollar being put to use. I mean, I think the U.S. government should write a song called Whatever Happened to Willie's 1040. Yeah, there's a tax joke for the accountants.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead.
I should be having a better time if this is a party.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, knuckleheads, for everything Bob and Tom, check out bobandtom.com. All the latest highlights, news, and information. Videos you can click on. There's Pat Godwin singing a song. There's Ace Cosby telling a joke. And my gosh, look there. A video of the Bob and Tom Show puppets, Smack Tom, right there at bobandtom.com. You got to check it out. It's free. Won't cost you anything. bobandtom.com. What are you waiting for? By the way, we learn a lot during the course of a Bob and Tom Show. This morning, no exception. We'll be back to find out what we learned on the show, as well as a little bit of history with Tom Griswold. That's next, right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Bob and Tom News Desk. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has been proclaimed the next president of the Philippines by a joint session of Congress following a landslide electoral triumph 36 years after his dictator father was ousted in a pro-democracy uprising. The Senate and House of Representatives also declared that his separately elected vice presidential running mate, Sara Duterte, won by a wide margin. She is the daughter of outgoing President Rodrigo Duterte, whose turbulent term ends on June 30th. Looks like Elon Musk is tweaking his Twitter numbers. He's reconfigured the financing plan for his proposed $44 billion purchase of Twitter, and that move is reviving hopes that the unpredictable billionaire still intends to go through with the deal. At first, it seemed the transaction was a done thing, but lately, Musk has waffled on a number of issues, such as the number of fake accounts on Twitter. And 8 of the 10 largest cities in the U.S. lost population during the first year of the pandemic. New estimates released Thursday by the U.S. Census Bureau show only Phoenix and San Antonio gained new residents from 2020 to 2021. New York led the way with about 3.5% of its population out. Among the nation's 10 largest cities, it was followed by Chicago and Los Angeles. Smaller big cities, primarily in the Sun Belt, gained new residents. They include Austin and Fort Worth in Texas, Jacksonville, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is not in the Sun Belt, but in the Midwest, Columbus, Ohio. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Frigamall Broadcasting presents another Bob and Tom Olympic moment in history.
The oldest gold medalist was in 1912 when Oscar Swan took home first prize in a shooting event as a 64-year-old. And while a 64-year-old Olympian is rather amazing, there was almost an 87-year-old winner. At the first Olympic luge competition in Innsbruck, Austria, 1964, the fastest luge run was logged by an 87-year-old Austrian, Johann Lickensfinkter. Johann amazed the crowd and the judges, who nearly awarded him the gold medal, until it was learned that Lickensfinkter was not entered in the event or even on the team. It seems that Johann was a spectator who had slipped and accidentally slid down the track at a record pace. Leaking sphincter left his mark in Olympic history, as well as on the luge track itself.
This has been another Bob and Tom Olympic moment in history.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Bob and Tom.
If you irradiate poop, it will be sterile, but it's still poop.
You can pick your morning radio show, but you can
Tom Show.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. It's Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey, chick.
Josh Arnold is here.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. There's Willie Griswold.
Shows in Indy this weekend. Details in my IG bio, baby.
That's right. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom. Hi, buddy.
Just reading about the Riverport riot.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Greg Warren was talking about it. That's bad. That's they say it was almost as bad as the one for the Happy Together tour.
A lot of walkers being thrown.
No, I'm kidding.
Tennis balls everywhere.
Just kidding, of course.
Well, Happy Together was they weren't playing music. They were just, we were here for a concert. What the hell? These aren't even songs.
Oh, they're great. You kidding
like
me?
that?
You got the association doing Enter the Young.
Stop.
You think they play it live?
I wonder if they do.
I know. I'd like to know, too.
I bet they don't.
I'm gonna look up the association set list.
They probably do Cherish and Along Comes Mary. And
Can we do a parody? Can we do a parody of that with about the guy from Styx and do Dennis DeYoung?
Oh, that'd be great. Next time he's here, we'll try to squeeze that in.
Keep our fingers crossed for that. He's a cool guy. Broke up the band single-handedly.
I know he didn't. Could we hear the intro for Today in History, please?
Ruined the band. Time now for Today in History.
Oh, Josh, you'll like this one.
Here's Tom. Tom?
1897, Bram Stoker.
Oh, yeah.
Dracula goes on sale for the first time.
Okay, yeah.
1897.
Classic.
Yeah. Someone has to have made a porno with Bram Stoker, I assume.
We looked it up one morning and
maybe Ram Stoker.
I don't
Ram
think
Poker?
So.
Sounds like a porno name. He be Brahmin.
He be Brahmin.
Instead of
When you start making love,
oh yeah, thank you very much.
you make it
Tom?
long,
Is there one, please?
soft, short.
They'd be stroking. I'm sorry.
The last set list posted by the association, or of the association, I should say. December 3rd, 2021, they did a show, and they opened with Windy. Talk about coming right out of the gate.
Right.
Big hit.
Well, yeah.
Their fourth song, Enter the Young.
No way.
Yes.
See,
and they closed with Cherish.
Okay, very good. So, and once again, Enter the
And
Young.
Along Comes
Perhaps
Mary.
Today's world might be misinterpreted. Back to Today in History. 1930, the Supreme Court ruled that buying liquor did not violate the Constitution.
Oh, good.
Good to know. John Lennon and Yoko Ono did their second famous bed-in for peace.
Oh.
At the Queen Elizabeth Hotel in Montreal in 1969. Birthdays, John Wayne, 1907. Peter Cushing. Do you know who Peter Cushing is?
Of course, one of the great Hammer film stars. And,
He's the king of the scary movie.
Yeah, more Cushing for the pushing.
Born in 1913.
That was his autobiography. Yeah.
You probably know him. He invented the famous male genital pillow, the Peter Cushion.
Yeah, when you want
male genital pillow.
When you want your Peter really comfortable.
Yeah, if you're in case you're this
You have a pillow for your
it was pre-airbag. I mean, the guy was
Peter, please.
Happy birthday, Miles Davis, 1926.
Oh yeah.
Stevie Nicks, 1948.
48. Wow.
Lenny Kravitz, 1964. Let's see, he's the son of, let me get this straight, the mom on the Jeffersons, right?
Yeah, the neighbor.
The neighbor.
Of the Jeffersons, yes.
Not Wheezy.
Okay.
Right. She was married to the white guy.
Roxy Roker.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever see that picture of him where he's doing a solo and his leather pants ripped right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
remember we had that story that morning.
How could you not look at that?
Well, no, it was amazingly unimpressive.
I thought it was long but kind of thin.
Well,
I thought you could barely see it.
It's not exciting.
Tumescent?
Yeah,
It
you
looked
don't
like
know.
it looked like, what is it? A button on a down coat.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, that's a fine recording artist. Let's see. The great Matt Stone from South Park, born in 71.
Matty.
He graduated from University of Colorado at Boulder, a school that I did not graduate from.
But you're very familiar.
Gave it an honest shot.
You attended.
Yes, I did.
Time now to review what we learned on today's show. We learned a lot.
Tried, though, right?
Gave it a shot.
Yeah, you
We learned a lot.
Time now for things you learned on Stop Introducing My Segments.
Willie, are you a college dropout?
I just transferred.
Oh, okay.
graduated from
I thought you graduated, yeah.
Where the hell did you graduate from?
Columbia
Columbia
College,
College.
Chicago.
We're
No,
your
seriously,
daughter and
we're-
my daughter.
we're-
It's kind of like a theme around
Oh,
here.
they owe me. Anyway. Yeah. St. Louis Blues won in overtime last night. Win at Colorado, beating the Avs 3-2. Game 6 tomorrow night in St. Louis. And Josh, there are two of them here today because he's beside himself. He's so
I don't know how
excited.
they pulled out that win.
Amazing, amazing win. Here come the Mummies, as Tom insisted on talking about the first hour of the show, that they are going to be in concert very soon and traveling the country and in this studio.
Can't wait to see them.
Is that right, Tom?
Hoping, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't shut up.
They really are a scream.
Willie does not like to do stuff when he gets high on pot.
Nope, I'm not a productive stoner.
As Willie says, all he wants to do is just chill, baby.
I love chilling, baby.
Attaboy.
Okay. As Tom said, whatever crawled out of Josh's ass must have crawled up Chick's ass. That was roughly the end of hour one.
It was in me for a little bit, and then ran over to you.
We learned about Tinder.
Yeah.
Remember what we learned, Christy?
Yeah, don't pose shirtless on
Stop
Tinder.
it.
You know who you should pose with?
What?
One of those black American Express cards. You'll get some. That'll
do it.
swipes.
I changed the lyrics from Sugar Sugar to You Are My Candy Whore.
The brilliance of...
Tom worked with... Yes.
No, go ahead. I worked with Gary. Can't give his last name.
No, you worked with a lady called Stinky.
Oh, Stinky. Okay, yeah.
In DeLand, Florida. She didn't care to bathe.
Stinky.
Had BO issues, and you remember Tom's name was the Chief, so he hosted a show with her. It was, what was the name of the show, Josh?
Chief and the Queef.
That's right. Chief and the Queef. Donnie Baker is having property line issues again with his neighbor. Neighbor to the north. And Donnie also said, remember, cornolingus is not hard. Christy once locked herself out of the radio station while checking the temperature on the bank sign down the street.
Yeah, I did.
When she first started
I was
radio.
baby DJ.
We told baby radio stories.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tom wants to go to a surfing school. Yes, we had a world record.
Tom will go to that
an
surfing
86-foot high wave, and he wants to go to a surfing school in Costa Rica because that's where the cool one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
He said.
Costa Rica, fun place.
Well, I'm all in favor of you going to Costa Rica. Who else?
I'm there.
I'll pay for it.
Oh, boy. When he's on that surfboard out there, I'm going to be chumming the water.
Oh, and that's right.
The fake shark fin?
I'm going to move into Christy's mom's old age home and start banging Christy's mom. So that's
subtle.
She lives in an apartment complex, not an old age
I
home.
got that to look for.
Regardless, he'll be having it.
Either way, I'm going to be.
Is she upstairs or downstairs?
She's on the first floor.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I can come.
You can do that.
You can what?
I can knock in. And I can come to her window.
Oh, yeah? Just like Melissa Etheridge begged?
That's it.
Bring a squeegee. Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.